I'm gonna go make pancakes.
I'm in a professional podcast right now.
I'm gonna push the button.
Side of the shield up against the door frame and it shattered
dang.
immediately. So now it's just the light bulb. So you know what? I'm gonna leave it there so people ask about it. If so,
No, yeah, but
like,
that's
what is that thing?
Is it just a stand? Because it looks like a microphone stand that like you put a mic on the end of it.
It does look like that.
No, yeah, that's
dude. The light bulb is also not even like it's not perpendicular to the stand anymore. It's so jacked up from when he hit it against the wall. It's like bent. And I got my speaker box over here because I just got 2 speakers.
Yeah.
And my PC box. I need to put that in the attic, which you know what? That's so quick. My attic is literally, guys, right through that door. That's my closet, which has another door to go to the attic. So hold on. It's hatch. Like literally, I have an escape hatch. Hold on.
Bro's doing moving work mid podcast. My thoughts exactly. Michael, he's like putting a box in the attic mid thing. Like, bro, he's just showing how easily accessible his escape room is. You're muted.
Am I back?
Yes.
I'm about to impulse buy a freaking wireless headset. I am so done with this thing. I'm going wireless HyperX.
I can do all this, bro. I'm wireless, baby.
I keep rolling over it too with my chair.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get destroyed.
Wired problems.
It's just, I want to get at least 2 years out of things when I get them. Like 2 or 3 years is kind of my ideal for something.
I swear you've had those since like 2020.
Oh, okay. This is what I think is the HyperX Cloud 2. I had the 1 before the 2 for like 3 years before they died on me. So I had to get a new pair. And so I'm trying to get the same mileage out of this one, but you know, it's about it's not about the years, it's the mileage.
In case the wireless one goes out, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? That's a good point. So keep these, put them in nice case somewhere else in my attic.
No, not attic, just like nearby, like close, like under your desk or something.
Oh, I don't have like drawers, but yeah, under my desk is. Oh, can I reach with this, or is it gonna pull it out? My desk is gross wires.
Yeah.
Cable management has not been a thing that's happened yet, and I don't know how I'm gonna do cable management because it's a stand-up desk too, so I want to be careful.
Sure.
It would be a small box. You put it in a shoe box, put it under your bed, and then when you're
literally, I straight up just put a shoe box in my attic because I just got some new Georgia boots, and I'm like, oh, this is a good box to put stuff in actually, so I might use that box. Man, I'm old if I'm keeping a box to put stuff in.
Now the corner looks so empty. You gotta like adjust yourself now.
You're right. Ultimately, that's gonna be my Warhammer corner.
I knew he was gonna say it.
I want to get something to put my Warhammer minis in there, so bad, or get like maybe a shelf for model trains. I need to put up my posters and paintings. Okay, I don't know. You haven't heard this, Alex, but my family, my mom and my dad are in California for 3 weeks. They just got there like an hour ago. Because my dad got a job out there, so they drove that way. But now my dad's not home to hang up stuff for me, which I guess I could figure out how to hang up stuff. I'm not useless with tools, and I also have my grandpa here, but I want to make sure I do it the right way that they don't have to fix things in the wall later. But I have a Bowie knife that needs to go up. I have my 3 like programmer gamer posters, my disc plates. I have 3 disc plates.
No way.
Yes,
and then
that's crazy.
I have Angels 2002 World Series Championship thing I can hang up. I don't know if I'm gonna put the gun rack back up. Remember my pellet gun rack I had? The best part about that is that I used it to hang my keys and my my hat, and I had my flashlights on there. That was convenient. Which my dad made me. Oh, it's really cool. Hold on.
Bro just keeps leaving. What's that? Yeah, that thing.
Realized I did not want to unplug my freaking phone charger and everything from it. So that little wooden thing, it's got a little shelf. I put my glasses on it. It has a little hook that I can hang my lanyard. It's not my lanyard. My carabiner with my keys on it. And it's got a little hole to put my charger cable through for my phone and rest my phone on it and my watch and everything. So it's like perfect. It is also 1,000 degrees in my room. Why? Because the fan turned off on me. Every once in a while, I swear I'll hear a beep like in the middle of the night, and my fan will turn on or off randomly. And we don't know why. We're trying to figure out like the remotes and the other parts of the house do the other ones, and people are messing with each other. or there's like a stupid timer on it, or it's like, oh, this room's reached 60 degrees. Turn the fan off. I don't know. But
are all the rooms like the same type of remote? Or
yes,
So,
they're all the same.
I don't
Possible.
know, maybe.
We're gonna get kayaks. That's the first.
Hell
thing.
yeah. Summer's around the
warm up.
corner, baby.
Uh-huh.
Gotta get through spring first, though.
It's warm enough in spring.
Yeah, you'll get there.
As long as it's not raining.
Yeah, imagine it raining. Literally, it's been
Raining while you're in a kayak would not be fun.
It's been raining for 2 days straight here.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Oh, it was. Oh, I think it was this morning or last night. I think it might have been last night when I was listening to an audiobook. It was probably like the loudest thunderstorm
Oh my
I've
God.
ever had in my entire life. It was so, like, there was just one gigantic boom that was just so loud.
It was building up to the rain like all week here, and then it's like the day that it finally like all started pouring down was the day I had to go and see a movie. So it's like, of course, I had to go and drive in the midst of it, but is whatever. It's just so funny whenever like the weather changes at all here in Cali. It's just like the time it was like windy, super hard, and then now it's
California has great weather, but then there's just the times
Yeah.
of the year it's like, oh, nope, it's 80 degrees this week. Next week it's pouring rain. Next week 90 degrees. Next it's raining. And like, why?
it's windy, everything's on fire, and now it's raining.
Yeah, rain is quite common in Tennessee, though it like doesn't rain necessarily all day. It might like rain for 15 minutes and then be, or an hour, and then be bright blue skies for the rest of the day. In this time of the year, it rains a lot more, but like in the summer and spring, it will rain quite a bit, but it's for on and off showers versus right now it rains a lot.
I've been recording the whole time.
I realized we just
No
started
way.
talking.
Well, yeah,
I'm
because
like,
that's like once you started yapping, I was just like, why? This is the whole point.
Don't reveal my face. Edit my face out.
your face is not even it, it's the calculator. Zoom in on the calculator.
We're okay.
A smiley
Who's
face
my
emoji.
kappa?
said
We're
over you.
okay. We're okay.
Life finds a
Can be
way.
a dream.
Oh, that too. I
Our
need to
brains
get
went
a-
different directions.
No, yeah, mine went the natural direction, naturally. I need to get a I need to get a Jurassic Park poster, honestly. I keep looking at the disc plates.
Every time naturally comes up, you gotta put a little edit of like Abbott Costello. Naturally.
Naturally, because I still have this whole corner of my room that's just nothing.
Uh-huh.
I need to put like, yeah, I should put a metal disc plate right above where my head is when I sleep. That's a good idea. But
I want displays are so cool, but I'm like, dude, I don't need more displays. I have 3, but I'm like, I want Warhammer displays. I want Overwatch
Yeah.
displays. I want like
I don't know why.
I got
disc
my
plate is my
programmer ones and I got my one gamer one that I have.
I'm not gonna lie, like wall scrolls are kind of the way to go with like these two, because it's like you just pin them up and then like you just roll them up. and
That's
then you're
pretty good. And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
are they cheaper? Like displays like
I mean, yeah,
$200-300
I'm like, well, this plate's metal, so naturally
Yeah.
it's more expensive.
Way
naturally.
more expensive for
That one
displays.
actually was not intentional.
Like getting like 3 disc plates is like almost $200.
The only time
I
I'll ever
did
get disc plates is if I get sponsored. Okay.
I had a percentage off, right? Because they're all the time on YouTube stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh yeah, get display with use our code, and it was a mega sale, and I had a job, and I'm like, dude, I was at the time where I'm like, I'm gonna make my room my own because I hadn't touched my room since I was a little kid,
Uh-huh.
basically, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start getting stuff for my room, and that's what I did. I got 3 posters, I got a shelf put in and whatnot. I
Yeah.
still got my Bass Pro Shops bed right here.
I
you know?
noticed that, yeah, freaking hunting bed.
I've always liked the dark greens colors because whenever I walk in my room, I want to be like mellow and relaxed, and that's what it gives me. Because yeah, my favorite colors might be like red and navy blue, but I don't want to walk into a red bed. That's just too much. I want
Sure.
to be sleepy when I'm in my room. Not bright red. Well, I could do like a maroon navy, like or
Yeah,
something.
or you know, you
Could
could
work.
just turn the lights off so you don't see the colors. Oh
The lights
god,
are off.
that was scary. White man jump scare. Since we moved into this house, was the first time I genuinely gave thought to like decor, especially like when it comes to like my setup for recording stuff. Because before it was just like my camera would be in one spot and I couldn't really do anything about that. But now it's like, all right, now I can sort of like work with it. That's why like most of the corners off to the side don't really have anything. It's just this section where all the magic is. But and I mean, it was just, like there's a poster of the world up there that no one will ever see, but it's there. And also like my soundproofing behind all that. So I saw this stuff.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, got the Captain Rex helmet back there. There's the clone helmet, which is under the cape, but you know, it's there. Yeah.
I was just watching Clone Wars clips before we hopped on. I was watching the one. I love it, like Maul and Ahsoka talking
Yeah.
on Mandalore and all. It's just
I just made like 4 more Did You Know, so I was doing like some
yeah.
clips.
What did I just watch? I just watched one of your Did You Knows. Oh, I rewatched your Citadel continuity one. Did you know there's a continuity error, but it's no longer a continuity error?
Yeah, I literally just uploaded that just now, but yeah, I did.
Oh, I thought that was one you already posted.
Yeah, I mean, I get why it gets confusing because of how I'm doing it right now.
I can't remember anymore.
No, yeah, I
watched them all.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the freaking carbon freezing one, which, yeah, again, that's just one of the ones where I'm just going through the continuity on the wiki and just like, oh, it was part, which continuity in terms of what has or hasn't happened in the canon doesn't matter anymore, honestly, because it's like, no, Disney doesn't know what their own continuity is. Stuff gets contradicted all the time, but
it's gonna be all fan service in Ahsoka season 2, isn't it? I'm excited for it anyway. I don't care. I'm getting Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, and Natalie Portman, maybe? Like, what? It sounds kind of cool.
Sure.
I mean, I'm for it. I just hope that the rest story's a little more interesting.
I don't care. I've made it known. I do not care anymore. It's just, just rewatching a lot of these shows, like especially not like fully, but just like parts of it over and over again. It's just like, ugh, these shows are so bad. But
yeah, they don't live up to the same hype. Like you watch it again, you're like, nah, it's not as good. It's like a lot of for Ahsoka, a lot of those characters are like amazing characters in animated. Like I love Ahsoka, I love Sabine, but then they're kind of meh in the series. They're not that cool.
Yeah.
What happened, like the cool graffiti, like explosive demolition side of Sabine? That just was not there. Other than I guess her room was decorated, but
sure.
Not once did she pull out a paint can, spray paint or whatever, or explosives. Nah. And I was like, this is kind of lame.
Yeah, I mean, just with a lot of those shows, like it feels like you're so hopeful as the show is like coming out week to week and all that. Just like, oh, it's like, surely it'll stick the landing. It's like it's happened with H1, but then it's like, I don't know, Ahsoka and Obi-Wan were kind of the ones that broke my back on that one. It's just like, I can't do this anymore.
I will not watch Obi-Wan again. Obi-Wan was rough.
It's so
I mean,
much
I'll watch
worse.
the fight, again, right?
Even that's like,
it's not amazing,
not
but
good. Like,
I hate the camera shake effects that they do in that show. That's what drives me nuts.
Yeah, I never even truly realized how much they did it, like until like sort of rewatching bits and pieces of it again. It's like every scene is just like
it makes me nauseous personally.
It's like this
I can't
and
do
all
it.
that. It's like oh my god. But, yeah, and that's like you don't need that in a lightsaber fight. That's why Duel of the Fates is so good. I love the edits though people have done. It's just like Duel of the Fates if it like was made by the same people who made Kenobi. It's like the colors are all dulled and it's like super shaky cam. It's like ugh.
You've seen the medieval like music style of Duel of the Fates with like the flutes and stuff. I love that.
That stuff's cool. But yeah, in terms of I just think like just their whole like Mandoverse thing that they're trying to do, whatever. I've said my piece. I'm done with Star Wars, so.
I was kind of done with Mandalorian after season 1, not gonna lie. Season 2 was okay.
Yeah.
Ahsoka was okay. Balin's skull was the best part of Ahsoka, I think. Yeah. And he's dead. Rest in peace.
I mean, they've said some things on who is gonna recast him, which I know the actor from Game of Thrones, like he was in that, which build wise, yeah, that works. He's like a bigger man, so, but I'm curious to see acting wise because those two are very different actors. But I don't know. I'm curious. I
am looking more forward to seeing younger Ahsoka in flashback.
Yeah.
More than Rosario Dawson.
I want more of that kid. Yeah, playing Ahsoka.
Yeah, and you. Sorry, not you, McGregor. Hayden Christensen just showing off his lightsaber skills is always so cool. But whatever.
Yeah, I can't be asked to care about the story at this point anymore. I'm just like I'm so tuned out with it. Just give me Clone Wars fan service and like Rebel stuff, and I'm good.
And I'll just keep rewatching Clone Wars every year or so.
Exactly.
I kick on Ambush episode 1. Let's go, bam.
Yeah, I'm building.
Or did you know the first chronological episode is
It's
Cat
so
and Mouse.
funny. It's so funny when I uploaded that, the amount of people were just like, I actually didn't know that. I'm just like,
how'd you not know this?
Well, I guess like there is a lot of people who I guess you wouldn't know that because
casuals.
Disney Plus just still for whatever reason does not have a sort by chronological thing for Clone Wars. So it's like most people are never gonna know watching that for the first time unless they actually look it up. I remember they
did like the essential Ahsoka episodes. They kind of made a playlist. And were those chronological? I thought they were.
Hope so I never.
I think they might have made them. I would
hope so. Yeah, because I imagine it's like the movie and then like the couple episodes throughout. But I remember it being shorter though. Like I feel like he could have included more episodes than like the 10. I don't know why they're not doing it that way. because I still remember like when I showed my mom Clone Wars the first time. That was when they had taken it off Netflix, but before Disney Plus had come out, so we had to do it on the Blu-rays. So we had to like do it by hand, going through chronologically. So it's just.
I do not even own them all on Blu-ray anymore, or DVD. I have seasons 1 through 5. I think I don't have the final season. Obviously, that's only on Disney Plus, right? I mean, they probably have a Blu-ray version of it, right?
Yeah, they do.
I don't own that.
Because I was the same way. I had the first 5 seasons, and then like.
I don't even know. I had the Lost episodes.
No, yeah, there was a lost episodes Blu-ray, because I remember like Travis
that I have
at one point was like getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and like he had the lost missions, and I was like, all right, cool, I finally have all of them Blu-ray. I mean,
yeah, I just don't have the finished part where they went back and did the because Lost Episodes does that have Echo in them?
No, that's season 7.
Yeah, so I don't have season 7. I don't have.
Well,
that's
there's like no point, I feel like, which I kind of wanted just to have the full set, even though I'll never use it. But
if they make like a collector's edition where it's all packed in one.
Sheesh, yeah. I mean, I like mine just because I have the old ones that like they were like the first edition Blu-rays
with the art, with the comic art,
the art books in the middle. Yep.
I know what you're talking about. I have the red season 1, the green and gray season 2.
Yep.
Silver, yeah.
Like it had like the deleted scenes and stuff, and like the commentaries and stuff.
And then there was the 5-episode one with Mace Windu on the front, where it was like the Ryloth arc.
Yeah.
And like I think it had rookies and something else. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like Commandos, Republic Commando. I don't remember what they called it. It had a name. Whatever. Doesn't matter. But it was. Yeah.
I need to go get those because those are still in like our bags of DVDs. I need to have those and just put those on the set.
Yeah, we transferred like all of our DVDs and Blu-rays, whatever, to like you slide them into the little plastic things and you flip them like I don't know, they're super easy they're more portable and easy. You don't take up shelves and shelves and stuff. But there were a few that we kept in like their DVD like cases, and that would be like the Lord of the Rings extended edition. We kept like that, and I think all the Clone Wars stuff I had them before my parents were like, no, they're going. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that was the bulk of stuff we had to move when we moved, was just with so many DVDs. That's like, we could honestly open a DVD store with the amount of like stuff that we moved, and it's like, God, we need to get rid of this stuff. We had so many
duplicates because we have multiple families in our household, right? We have both of our grandparents that we have with us. So it's like when all of our movies came together, we had like 3 copies of the same movie.
Yeah.
I think we legitimately have like 4 or 5 copies of Sleepless in Seattle, or we did. I don't even like that movie. It's kind of boring. It's overrated. But whatever.
Yeah. The annoying thing with us is just like, we've had so many, because back in the day, it was just like anytime a new movie that we liked came out, it's like, all right, we got to go to Best Buy, got to get the Blu-ray.
Yep.
So, but like for a while, it's like we definitely own like so many different copies, like the original DVD of a movie, then like the Blu-ray version of it. So it's like kind of redundant.
You just took me back going to Best Buy to get a movie.
No, yeah, like the DVD racks.
I would go to Target and Best Buy. We'd be going all the time.
We own definitely like possibly every version of Star Wars, which the VHSs, the original releases, the Blu-rays, all the special editions. It's.
Do you have a VHS machine lying around just for it?
I mean, we used to, not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah.
So there's like no point in unearthing that relic, but yeah.
I wonder if it'll even play. A lot of those VHSs don't hold up, like they just deteriorate. So
especially ours, it's like so much of that stuff was like dust just caked over that stuff. So, God, that
roll
was
a
bad.
magnet over it. Or something.
Yeah, sure. I can't even remember the last VHS I ever like used, because definitely we were probably like the last.
We were at the edge.
Like the edge of like the last.
I remember learning how to use the VHS machine.
Yeah.
Like, I remember watching. I think it was like Santa Claus and the Bears, like the little old animation that they did like back in the 50s or something like that. And then Mouse and the Motorcycle. I had that on VHS. We had to watch that in elementary school. I don't know if you did in your class, but I remember we watched it in one of our classes.
I had Land Before Time on VHS.
Oh yes, those.
So.
My dad actually surprisingly put on the original one the other day in the background. I'm like, okay. And I love how that's also George Lucas and Steven Spielberg together. And I'm like, oh, they just
They
make
recently
gold.
did at a theater. I don't know if it was like a thing, but like they did like a theatrical re-release of Land Before Time for like a limited thing. I didn't go see it, but I heard about it. It's just like, it's funny because I don't think, because it's one thing like having it be in theaters and then it goes on VHS, but then it's like you do that, then it goes to VHS, then it goes back into theaters. So like I heard that the quality was not the greatest when they reprojected it, but because you could see a lot of like the tearing like on the sides
Yeah.
of it. But,
We went to some friend's house and they don't have a TV, they have a projector, they have a white wall. And they put Land Before Time on that because they had little kids, and so they put it on there. And I noticed the tearing on that because it was so big, and I'm like, oh.
I always cherish that kind of stuff. We always did that every once in a while. Like my mom, like would take the projector from work, but and come to our house, and we would like got like a massive sheet in like PVC and made like a giant like screen in like our backyard, and it was. I still
my
remember.
dad always joked about doing that. We get some like PVC pipes and put up a drape or whatever, and would do because at our previous house we had a pool, right? And he wanted to change the light to red, and we would watch Jaws out there. That's what he wanted to do, and we never did it.
That'd be awesome.
I know they do that at like the beach though. They do like a movie night
yeah.
at the beach where everyone's like in inner tubes and they watch Jaws.
Yeah, that's
at
awesome.
night. I would not do that. I can't. I'm sorry. It's cool. I can like it from a distance.
Have like some people in like shark out, like have like a shark on their fin, like swim in the water. That'd be cool. I remember we watched.
That was the top comment I saw when someone
yeah.
posted it. It was like, I'm so doing that.
We watched Jurassic Park when we did like had our big projector in the background. We had like palm trees in the back of our backyard. I remember like at one point during like the raptor scene. When like Ellie Sattler's in the forest running, like our palm trees, like something moved. Like during that scene, I remember I got so scared, I like ran inside. I was just like, nah. That was still in my phase where I was kind of scared at that movie, but now it's just.
There are some movies that when you watch as a little kid, they traumatize you for life.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that to this day, there's some movies that I'm reluctant to watch, even though I know I love them.
No, yeah.
They just still kind of freak me out. One of the biggest ones of that is probably Aliens, because I love the Colonial Marines, man. And Michael Biehn and Bill Paxton just make that movie so enjoyable for me. But it freaks me out because I watched this little kid and it terrified me. Part of me is like, oh, I just gotta get past the scene where they're in the hive and downstairs.
Oh yeah.
Like nope. That was me as a kid. Oh.
No, listen, just like nowadays, it's just like, oh, but look how practical it is. It looks so good. You can look at it that way, you know? It's like, that's how I look at a lot of those stuff I used to be scared of. Just like, oh.
The other ones, when I hated, my dad knows this because he reminded me that he's like, you as a kid, you hated movies where, like, the adult or someone in the movie yells at the kid or they get yelled at. And so, Polar Express, the conductor yells at the kid at one point, and as a little kid, that terrified me. And so, I actually, the train kid, didn't like to watch Polar Express because Tom Hanks' conductor scared me. But I love the Hot Chocolate song, so you know that and the creepy doll scene when they're at the like dolls dangling in the car.
Oh, the old
Ebenezer Scrooge the doll. You better do it to decrease the surplus population.
You're a doubter.
I've never watched Polar Express, you know.
Wow, we made it through Christmas. Okay, so I hate the movie for a reason. It's because my dad watches it probably every other day in December. So it gets so overplayed in my house that I just can't touch it. But
yeah, I'm at that point with a lot of movies like that are classics or whatever. It's just like I can't necessarily voluntarily watch it just on my own. I kind of need a reason to watch it. Like either people are watching it there, so it's like that's kind of just
exactly. So we should watch Klaus.
Sure. Whenever you want. Christmas in March.
We gotta wait for Christmas. Christmas in June or July, man.
Yeah, Christmas game early.
Klaus is not even necessarily specifically a Christmas movie.
But it is.
There's snow. It's a Christmas movie.
You literally haven't even seen it, dude.
There's snow. I know.
You have not even seen it. You have no opinion on it. You
it's
cannot
so
know.
So Christmas. Its name is Klaus.
It is about the origin of Santa Claus, sort of, but it's not even the Santa Claus. It's just a freaking movie. Straight up, dude, you would have to watch it to actually know what I'm talking about. But you're just being judgy for no reason.
Michael being judgy.
Every time I brought it up, you're like, you win it. But you also love animated movies and all sorts of stuff. Why are you hating on Klaus so much?
You've only brought it up once.
I brought it up a few times.
I'm down to watch it, but we don't really watch movies all the time in this group. We play video games.
We watched Die Hard once.
We did one movie, and we did a bunch of Warhammer 40k animations.
Well, yeah, because that was you trying to.
Well, you didn't have a choice.
Me. Yeah, you're conscripting me into the Warhammer.
Brother.
I got the friggin' elf pants, but I hate elf. I just wear these pants because they were given to me and they're
I don't like elf either.
Elf is garbage.
I'm not a Will Ferrell fan.
I'm not a.
I'm
so burnt out on all those like actual Christmas movies and like Christmas Story. Like I talked about this before. It's like I've at least watched Christmas Story 22 times because it's been on every Christmas of my entire life. So it's at least been 22 times. Yeah, that too. Honestly.
I love Home Alone. We always watch the old like Rudolph animations, claymation, right?
I hate them. I hate them, man.
I just grew up watching them in Jack Frost and all of them. I got used to them.
Oh, the actual Santa Claus one with the lawyer. The Santa falls off the roof and he becomes caught in the Santa Claus. You know?
I don't know that one. I know Santa Claus is coming to town.
I'm certain you know the one I'm talking about.
I don't know that one.
He voices Buzz in Toy Story.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen. It's Tim Allen's.
Oh, like the Claus?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. I thought we were still talking about animation stuff. Sorry,
no, sorry.
I didn't realize. I understand what you're saying now.
The third one had Jack Frost.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. I have seen those like all like once or twice in my life. They're okay. I don't remember them that well. They were never my favorites.
I hate the pedophile subplot of the first one. That's what they do. They're like, oh, he likes talking with kids a lot. So he's got to be a pedophile. Let's remove custody from his own kid. It was so dark.
I can go up with my chair.
I can lean back. That's what I'm.
Oh yeah. Actually, if I lean back without pulling the handle, this chair does not hold me. It just starts clicking like a roller coaster, like click 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 click.
Going up.
That's what it does. It just starts jerking back because it doesn't hold.
That's kind of wild, bro.
I'm just too big, man. I'm just too heavy. All my 130 pounds, man.
Go, dude. Bro's got to get himself a normal.
And then me over here, who is just sitting on his chair, curled up in a little ball. But
bro.
Yeah.
Me when I'm just sitting on my chair.
Me when I'm just on my chair, dog. Mine's like a fishnet chair. It's like built like a trucker hat.
Oh yeah, trucker hat. That is a perfect description. I need to get rid of the gamer chair and get a nice office chair. I mean, this is fine, right? Both of my last chairs I've had were given to me for my birthday, so. And I'm not complaining. I needed a chair. They're nice, but I like comfy off.
I have my comfy office chair that I swap out. I'm just like, all right, I'm not gonna worry about my posture anymore. I just want comfort.
Posture check, shoulders.
Yeah, posture check. You can't even tell I'm sitting up because I look so short. This is like lore accurate Alex right here. Just like this camera angle.
Lore accurate. I am not the worst at posture, luckily, when I'm on my computer. Mostly because my grandma was relentless growing up. Whenever we were driving to school and whatnot, she would always like be making sure my brother and I were like sitting up straight. And so I catch myself. I just hear her in the back of my mind, even though she's passed away. I can hear her say, "Hey, lean back."
Lean back.
And my mom she has like back and neck problems and whatnot. So she's always saying, "Hey, Robbie, Michael, you guys got to do your neck exercises. You got to do this whatever how many times a day and whatnot." I'm like, "Mom, leave me alone. I'm fine." And then
let him
the day my neck hurts.
Let's see if you could hear my back crack. Hold on. Oh, I don't think you heard it, but I felt that.
No, I heard the
Yeah, It wasn't too bad. It was like a full pop. It just felt like when you're twisting like bubble wrap and like it like it pops like that.
Yeah. I love your vivid descriptions today. Trucker hat chair, bubble wrap twisting.
I have an inquisitive mind.
I was using the wrong words to describe things.
Yeah, I just say again. That's also why I'm a YouTuber. I just say shit and
say shit.
I just cap. That's why yapping is my occupation.
You need to write a book now and have that prose. You gotta paint the picture in the reader's head, give them the descriptions.
Yeah, paint it in the reader's head, except the picture is in my head, so they have to get in my head to understand
Alex
the picture.
sat down in his chair. The chair was black and trucker hat styled.
The chair was as a trucker hat. It's blowing. Yeah, that kind of stuff, honestly.
Bro's chair was as dark.
Just do the voiceover, David Attenborough.
Yeah.
Or any audiobook. Oh.
It's funny, like, how you can hear my voice change, like, going throughout the Did You Knows. Like, before I was, like, copying, like, the one guy who did, like, the Did You Know, like, movie thing. Was just like, Tony learns from his mistakes, like that guy.
Yeah.
But now it's like I'm trying to do my own voice, and I can't tell what kind of voice it is anymore. It's like I'm trying to just put a little bit of life in it. It's like, did you know that this episode, blah, 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 whatever? I don't.
That Black Ops 3?
Yes.
Background?
Yeah. Black Ops 3. That's like a Walmart bin. Like, I remember I was with Travis when I got that, when we were just like at Walmart or something, just like, yo, Black Ops, when I was in my like heavy Black Ops 3 phase. And I was just putting up posters, and I was like, I still have this? Screw it, it's going up. I got.
When I claimed that Little Mermaid poster from high school, I should have given it to you so you could have put it on your wall.
Oh my lord, I had like
that would not
have
have fit at all.
No, but you had like the full like. Oh my god.
We were both there. There was she's like, what do you guys want it? And I yoinked it. We were in theater production class.
I forgot she was just giving those away.
Yeah, and you were like, aw.
Yeah, I think I wanted to get the Fiddler one, but I think like she gave it to like Garrett or somebody. I don't know. It's like probably somebody who probably actually desered it, you know, not just
Yeah, that
us.
would make sense.
Yeah.
He was, he was Tevye.
Yeah, the main character.
We were the rabbi and the rabbi's son.
No, yeah, exactly. Or honestly, I probably didn't even want them because I'm just like, because that was our first period, and we would have had to lug those around like the rest of the day or something. I don't remember.
That would have. Yeah, I threw it in my backpack all rolled up, which just made it all messed up anyway.
Yeah. What did you say, Hayden?
I forgot classes are called periods, dude. What are we, women? I don't know.
Yeah, I forget about periods as well, honestly. Can't relate.
I still go to class, but I've completely forgotten. I mean, the last time we called it that was literally like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like,
we're old.
Guys, we're getting older.
Guys, we're 35.
Basically. It feels
because
that way,
today's
honestly.
date being March of 2020. Wait, where am I going with this? 20. I don't know if that wouldn't work.
March.
Anyway. I'm not doing. No.
This bit is ruined.
This bit is died.
It didn't even get off the launch pad. You guys are the old ones here.
No.
I ain't there yet.
You haven't had your birthday yet this year.
No, you haven't had your birthday ever. You're so young.
I'm old. I have a beard, therefore I'm old.
Yeah, I don't have one. It doesn't exist. Hayden, I just see that part of your pants and it just says nut. Yeah, just thought I'd point that out.
It's not cut off. That's what it is.
It is what it is.
It just says nut.
It is what it is. True. You know, on the freaking 100 animes poster back here, I'm 3/4 of the way scratched off. I've scratched off 75 out of the 100. I'm 15 off of being a full degenerate. That's such a lie. I'm already there, dog. Once I scratch all of them off, I can yeet this poster because it serves no purpose.
You know what I'm gonna do? I need to count how many audiobooks I do this year. I need to track that because mine's gonna.
The website that did this poster does like 100 like movies and like other stuff like that. You should get one of those because it kind of gamifies it. You know, it's just like once you watch it, finally you can scratch it off. It's been my motivation.
Our family does like the premium Audible thing. Like you get 24 credits in the year. I think between our family, my brother and I and my mom are the only ones who got books off of them. I think the last year. I did 22 out of the 24 credits, or something like that. And so I just plowed through them. I think in 2023, we got like 45 new books, and so much of that was me. And this last year was like 56 books. And I'm like, oh, 2025, what it's gonna be like? I should actually track how many is mine.
There you go.
I entered a new world, and I got addicted to those
books. Imagine that. Went to Barnes & Noble the other day, and I was just like...
What's that store?
No, legit, honestly. And like
board game store.
No, true.
Lego store, honestly.
Lego store, but I went to like in the back was like the sci-fi section. I was like, oh, I want to look at like the Star Wars books, and then there's just like 3 Warhammer books, and that was it. Like, I don't even remember which ones. I should have taken a picture, but it was just like
you're starting with Horus Heresy book 1.
One of them was like Horus.
Open the chart, guys. Pull up the chart. Bring up the graphic.
Oh gosh.
We need the flow chart for Warhammer 40K.
We're getting started. Just pick a part on the chart and just go. Honestly.
I low key. I'm going to read it. I'm gonna read. I think Fear of the Tread is a Blood Angels like book in the Horus Heresies, and I kind of want to do that one. I am not reading the entire Horus Heresy and Siege of Terra. There's like 65 books or 64 books, something like that. It's way too much. But I do love 40K, right? But it's not the most amazing writing in the world. Like, some books I hear are really good, some books are garbage. And then trying it with all these different authors, you know, you're trying to fight for what's the continuity, trying to be the same. And like, okay, don't ruin that, don't ruin that. I don't know how well they do at it. I've read four 40K books, and that's 40K, not Horus Heresy. I haven't done any in the Horus.
That's a word
I did.
that I feel
I did all the Blood Angels books. So I did Dante, Devastation of Baal, Blood and Darkness, and then the Astaroth.
I mean, I'm amazed that that series has remained any semblance of continuity with its thing, just with how big it is, and just how many different authors there are. You know? It's like, just look, I'm coming back to Star Wars again, and just like the mess that they've tried to keep their continuity, which lack thereof with that. It's just like, oh, there's a new book series coming out that's totally canon, then like a show will come out that just contradicts the whole thing. It's like, I mean, I don't know obviously anything deep about Warhammer when it comes to that stuff, but
I do know that there's like 5 or so, like when I look at a lot of these books, I see a lot of the authors are the same, but you know, they jump, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they focus a lot. This author maybe has a really good keen interest in this chapter, and so he writes a lot of those chapters books. But yeah, you'll see a lot of the same ones. Like, I'll see the same 3 or 4 constantly, but there are a lot of authors. So it's not.
I just feel like the bar of entry is much higher for something like that, because I feel like they actually, like, whoever's the head of Warhammer or whatever, just like the higher ups have to be like, how much, like, you have to get all your,
you have to have known all this stuff, in order to write on it.
If you want to like even say this character's name or even reference them, it's like you gotta like get it all in order, which I respect that. Like, if you're building a world that big, I want there to be continuity. God, I'm starting to hate that word, honestly.
Continuity.
Even though it's like important, it's just like with the stuff that I get into, it's just like, again, it was freaking Star Wars and all that. It's just like
the biggest one I think I've noticed is a stupid, silly thing, but like Commander Dante, he's the chapter master of the Blood Angels. They can't keep his hair color consistent for the life of them, and I'm like, whatever. I mean, I guess you could try to tie it to things like, okay, this is him as a human kid. This is him after he went through becoming a space marine, which I forget what that's called. Sorry, don't hate me. And then also him being over 1,500 years old, his hair can change colors to like gray and lose all of his color. And then his hair color changes again when he crosses the Rubicon, which is him becoming a Primaris Space Marine, which kind of de-ages him in a way, sort of. So I guess you could argue those are the reasons why, but I think it might be, I don't know. Because I've listened to some stuff that outside of the 4 Blood Angels books I have read that are all by the same author, so he's relatively more consistent. But when other people reference Dante's and other like books that aren't dedicated to him, he's like a smaller character, then his hair color is like, oh, it's black now. I'm like, okay, but wasn't it blonde there, or wasn't it white there? I wouldn't.
Who knows, really?
The more you know.
Yeah, that's why whenever I try to like write my stuff, that's like the big thing I try to keep track of. It's just like, all right, don't contradict things, please. It's just like, remember everything. But it's hard even when you write everything down.
I know a lot of the Rick fans for like all those Percy Jackson books and stuff hate his continuity stuff. Like there's like timeline things don't always match up, I guess, of like between books. Like he says that this is happening here and there, but that doesn't make sense because this doesn't happen in the timeline yet or something, and he just can't remember or keep things straight across all of his books. Or like, I wouldn't want to be an author, man, because that would be a pain in the butt to try to keep track of things after a while. If I were to write, man, I would not want to make a gigantic world that's all my books come from. Like, I would maybe do like, oh, a trilogy. Okay, completely separate world, make a new trilogy or something.
Yeah.
Not all in the same, because it gets too... It becomes Warhammer, and you have 65 books, and no one wants to read it because it looks like way too much.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's too much.
It's like how, you know, J.R.R. Tolkien, it's like he told the main story of Lord of the Rings with that, and also Hobbit as well, but then it's like, then he goes back, you know, and then just like, here's stuff that's like centuries and millennia prior that, like, you know, just gives little tidbits to what goes to that, you know. It's like, I feel like it's easier to do it that way instead of just helling it all, like doing stuff all over the place, the past, the future, the present, whatever. Yeah, writing's complicated, keeping it complicated.
You write all your scripts for your videos, or do you just go with the flow?
The did you knows are scripted, but that's about it. Every other video I do, it's like I have in my mind just like, all right, hit these points and just figure it out from there. The most that's ever scripted is just like, all right, get a funny intro, mainly if I'm like reviewing something, and then after that, figure it out. But other than that, the did you knows are the only real scripted things.
Of course, this is scripted too. Right now, we're
oh yeah, of course. Every piece of this is scripted. I mean, with how much buildup there was, it might as well be scripted. How I do the did you knows, all it is just like, because I just do audio for it, so I just have my phone and my mic just like right here. I'm just like, did you know? And just like, that's it. So it's just like 30 seconds to a minute, just bang out like 5 of those at once, and then there you go.
Doing a short, it's like in D&D, you got a sending spell, you get 25 words or less. So you start actually writing out all the words you want to make, so you make sure you get your message across in those 25 words.
There is times though where like I didn't like type something correctly, because I'll be honest, there's times I get lazy. I just copy paste what the wiki says and I just sort of read that. I do my own little spin on it a little bit. Yeah, exposed. Oh my god, I'm plagiarizing crazy.
Oh, it's almost like the information needs to be reliable, you know, and correct or something.
Yeah, like you can't get battalion numbers wrong or whatever.
Yeah, you know,
that would be awful.
Truly.
Yeah.
Especially when you do it 3 times.
While using the wiki.
That was when I was still
a post handy recently, bro. I've seen it. I've been seeing it.
To defend myself on that, that's when I was trying to actually like script it on my own. So like I would read the wiki and then write it. Nowadays I get lazy. I just like copy paste it. But, you know, that's what I was just like, I read it one time and I was just like, yep, that's the number, 42, totally. And then that's when I get like 1,000 comments being like, it's 41 or whichever one it was.
No, but it was on purpose.
No, yeah, that's exactly. My favorite one though was like the first person who said like, who corrected me on it. I love responding just with bait comments being like, yeah, I said that. It makes them watch it again. It's just like, no, he didn't say that. And then they watch it again. It's like, no, you're wrong. Just like, oh, well, you gotta think that many layers deep about that kind of stuff. I'm eventually gonna.
And then in the description you put a different number altogether.
Oh yeah, true. That's just like something that's like 10 numbers off or something. Honestly, let's see how good this one is doing that I just uploaded. 2.1k in 2 hours. That's not bad, boys. That one's gonna snowball a little bit. It's gonna be sad, but I'm gonna eventually run out of stuff. Because right now how I'm doing is I'm just going episode.
You're gonna run out of things that you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna run out of things to tell people. It's just because I'm going through all the episodes and just going to the parts where it's just like the continuity section and stuff. And
that's when you have to go through episode by episode and give your opinions.
No, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do eventually.
That would take so long.
Oh
I mean, that's why you have to cut it down and you do like arc. Literally a video on each episode. Oh gosh. I mean, that's a lot of content, but
I'm already like committed to do it because I showed you that wheel that I made.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
it's like I want to do a series on it, but you know, I'm not doing like 1 episode at a time. It's like I'm doing arcs at a time.
But like Trespass.
No, I threw that one in there. I did throw like there's a couple like 1 episodes where it's like I think I could get enough mileage out of this one to at least make like a 10-minute video. That's why I'm doing like randomizing as well, because it'd be one thing going through chronologically, but I'm just like I've done that so many times.
Whatever you do, make sure Umbara's the last one you do.
Well,
because that's what everyone wants.
True. I mean, it could be
all
first,
people
it
talk
could be
about.
last. I don't know. It's up to fate. The wheel spins. It could be the first thing. I swear, if the first one I get is like the D Squad episode, or if it's like a Jar Jar eccentric episode. The D Squad is like the droid episode where it's like
I hate those.
Yeah.
They are my least favorite, and they're George Lucas's favorite. Why? I do not know.
It's definitely like an ironic thing because it's like he knows how bad it is. Well, because it doesn't help that season is just like you have the Maul taking over Mandalore arc, and then the exact next arc is that. Did we need 4 episodes of this and only 3 for Maul taking over Mandalore? God.
And I've always hated the Senate episodes. I mean, I like them more now because I
Yeah.
can appreciate it. But as a kid, I'm like, give me clones, give me epic battles, give me lightsabers and blasters, not politics.
I haven't really included any of those in the in the wheel, but
You gotta have Anakin beating up Clovis, man.
yeah, there's like the 2-parter that I included, but
The only part I like is Embo sliding down the mountain.
I can't wait to see that in live action in the Mando.
Oh yeah,
Grogu
in the
movie.
remake.
In the Mando
The live action
Grogu
remake
movie,
or the Mando?
Yeah, the Mando Grogu movie. Yeah, that totally is gonna.
Embo, the main villain? If that's true, I love Embo. Don't get me wrong, he's my second favorite bounty hunter after Cad Bane. They're the coolest ones for me. I know everyone loves Jango Fett, Boba Fett, who cares? Whatever. I'm a Cad Bane and Embo lover. I don't know if there's a lot of character to Embo.
No, yeah, that's my thing.
He just grunts and makes noises.
They would have to make him a character, in which case I don't trust Disney to do that because their track record for making characters into characters has not been great. Case in point, Boba Fett.
Will Filoni voice him in live action or not? That's what I'm curious.
Who else? They would just need to take what they already have.
They don't need.
He doesn't need to do anything new. They have like a sound library from Clone Wars. Just use that. Just like maybe.
I think they could make him a villain in an episode easily.
Well,
but
yeah,
I don't know about main villain.
For a whole movie, no. It's got to be bait. I mean, it is bait. It's just to get people talking about it. But you know,
we're talking about it now. It works.
Exactly, it's working. But I don't know.
It's working. It's working.
You can actually see it in theaters if it comes out in theaters. The
What's
Mando
a movie
Grogu
theater?
No, legit though. I feel like that would do better for their Disney Plus thing right now, since apparently like 500,000 people like canceled their subscription within the last year. Or
I heard that they were adding ads to even their premium subscription. Like no matter what you're getting ads. I heard that might be coming to Disney Plus.
That's a yikes.
And that is a yikes if that was true, or if that was clickbait, which it could have been. I didn't click it.
It better be, because what's the point of paying?
I'm like, well, huh?
I get that like streaming service prices, they're already going up, like not even just for Disney Plus, just for everything.
I mean, it's not a great model to make
it's
money.
Not,
you lose money on them.
It's not, but I don't know. It's just like if you're gonna up your prices, do more than just like you get what you were already paying for. But knowing what that means with Disney though, it's just like, oh, there are gonna be tiered levels, and it's like those different tiers are the access of what you can watch and stuff. It's like you get tier 3, you could see stuff as it comes out. That would be horrible.
I saw the other day that last year the most watched TV show on Disney Plus was unfortunately Percy Jackson, which I was hyped for. I love Percy Jackson, right? I thought the show was a letdown. I didn't think it was that good. It was mid to me, but whatever. I mean, I heard also that Bluey was the #1 thing. I'm wondering if the other thing like took out Bluey and kids content out of the filter, because that's like throws everything off. But
my
after
household
that,
alone,
I heard like Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief got it, and I'm like, yeah, the amount of fade the blacks they did in that series, where there was just no action and hiding. It's just like you get the cool Cerberus scene, and they like avoid showing Cerberus until like they have to, and then you get him for like a split second. I don't know. I don't want to go down a page of the biggest gripe was in the episode where like they're running off the train, and then all of a sudden they're running away, but then they're in the middle of, was it Cincinnati? I forget what town it is, the arch. But they're just now walking casually in the city because they kind of got away, and they casually just mention that the train exploded, and they don't show the train exploding in the actual show. So why? Why is it happening off screen? What? I just felt like it was blank. I guess they didn't have the budget to blow up a train.
I mean, that's kind of been my other gripe with Disney Plus shows. It's just like you feel like they have so much money poured into that. The classic example, Acolyte, $250 million budget. It looks like garbage. It's like, where did it go? Like, there's other memes and stuff where it's just like, or not me, it was kind of sad, but it's just like movies and stuff getting that level of budget, it's like, and then they end up being garbage. Just like that money could have just been donated to like, you know, like a homeless shelter, or just like, you know, or like people trying to feed people, you know, like stuff where that money could have actually gone to good use. But instead it's like, it's just wasted on stuff that's like so bad.
And you get some like really bad like CGI or visuals and stuff. And then people go look at an older movie from 20 years ago that still holds up. Like people still talk about how good like Aslan was in the Narnia movies. And he was really, really cool. And then they're like, the Lion King lions, they're like, these kind of look meh.
So lifeless. I mean, I get that's a whole different thing. It's just like, because it's not the SFX artist's fault, you know, because they get tossed around and like they get switched out with so many different people all the time. Definitely aren't getting paid as much as they should, because you know that 250 million isn't going to them, at least not that much of it, you know. So it's like, I try not to rag on the artists themselves. I just go straight to the studio. It's just like, bro, do better, man. Come on. But yeah. You know, it's almost like visual media, I think, is dying, or at least like movies and TV.
It is.
Well, not dying in the sense that I just mean like
the corporate greed.
You know, movies and stuff and TV. You know, the phrase is just like movie magic and all that. I feel like that doesn't exist anymore. You don't go to a movie and like, well, first of all, people aren't just going to movies in general anymore. You know, it's just at home. It's streaming. And plus, like,
those aren't doing very good, are they?
Well, they aren't.
TV services, movies aren't doing great.
They're popular, but they're not making money off.
Yeah, they're not.
Exactly.
They're not profitable anymore.
But it's just, that's my point. It's just like the magic is just like when, especially like when you're a kid, like sure, kids can still like see movies and stuff and be like amazed by it. But I feel like a lot of that, like you can still feel that childhood sense of like awe and wonder with a movie like as an adult as well. It's like, that was like the point of Disney movies back in the day. Is like adults and kids like can love it, but now it's just kind of like, I don't know if that's just because people are so jaded nowadays, which, you know, I can't blame them. When a new movie
guarantee you it's not. It's because, I mean, I've grown up, I mean, obviously we've all first watched our favorite Disney movies. It's not even necessarily nostalgia. I just like watching the older Pixar movies, and I have a different appreciation.
I like the older stuff.
Yeah, I have a different appreciation for movies like The Incredibles now. All of the stuff I didn't understand, now I do. Because so much care was put into those movies. Same with even How to Train Your Dragon and like Kung Fu Panda and stuff. At its root, it's just a story. Whatever medium it's in, it doesn't matter really. It's mainly if it's a good story, right? And if it's told well. The visual medium is just a way to convey it, right? I mean, some people convey similar amazing stories through no lyrics at all. Like, the difference now is that they're trying to do the least amount of work and get the most money possible. But then they're starting to realize that the audience doesn't care anymore because they weren't loyal because of what it was. They're like that because of the name attached to it. They were loyal because they were expecting something amazing every time they went to go see a movie with that name attached to it, and now they're seeing a pattern of mediocrity. So who would want to go see something mid and genuinely think they're going to enjoy it instead? It obviously is a pattern of something lame, right? Something's going to be bad. You don't want to go do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no point in going to watch it if you know it's going to be bad and you don't want to see a bad movie. Some people like seeing bad movies, and that's different. Going into a movie knowing it's gonna be bad is a different kind of enjoyment.
Wreck-It Ralph. I'm bad, and that's good.
Thinking it's gonna be good and it's bad. I'll never be good, and that's not bad. There's no one I'd rather be than me. Still a good movie. Like,
it is.
See,
it is a good one.
That's a good message, you know?
It is.
That's a good message.
Honestly.
The story and the message.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
A lot of these older like animated movies, they had like it sounds cheesy, but a core message in it, right? It's best told when it's like a show, not tell. The worst part is when, like, I mean, a best example of this, Avatar: The Last Airbender remake, the live action remake on Netflix, where instead of showing Aang's character, Aang just tells you what his character is the whole time.
And he flies now.
He
flies now, but that's irrelevant. It's like anything they want to convey to the audience, instead of just showing them, they want to just tell you directly.
Character development? Nah, just tell them the character.
There's
exactly.
Yeah. There's just not a lot of subtlety in like direction, I feel like, anymore with certain things, just because like I feel like studios underestimate how smart an audience can be, especially like kids as well. It's like you don't have to spell out the message, you know? It's like that's the point of a story, is to like get them to understand it naturally.
Kids are almost never stupid. They just don't know things. It can be used to manipulate people, this sort of tactic, right? Like twisting the fact that someone doesn't know something that you do and pointing it back at them, making them think they're stupid. This is a great tie-in from a movie I just watched recently, Django. The director, I forgot his name. What's his name again?
Quentin Tarantino.
Django Unchained. Yes, Quentin Tarantino. Well, first, he does not ever underestimate like his audience. Like he never undermines them or anything. He described in like a roundtable episode, right, where there's a bunch of directors talk. A comment pointed this out. He's a great director because he never stopped being a viewer. One thing he does is he leaves certain things ambiguous for the purpose of people coming up with their own backstory for it, because it makes a unique movie for that person. He will never reveal certain details specifically because he doesn't want to ruin the movie for those people, right? It then all of a sudden, like if he reveals something, that it no longer is that person's movie, right? It is they're forced to throw that original idea away, right? It gives the audience the freedom to think for themselves. And also in that movie, there's this moment where Calvin Candy is walking up to one of his slaves that is like, I can't do it anymore. I can't fight anymore. Right? One of his slave fighters. A lot of these slaves are during that time notoriously uneducated, right? I mean, because they can't. They're forced to stay in one place their whole lives. A manipulation tactic that Candy does is when he's walking up to him and just sort of belittling him. I paid $500 for you. You've only done 3 fights. That's only $300. Do you plan to reimburse me? And then he says, you probably don't even know what reimburse means. Then there's Django, right, who was a slave and it became free because of Dr. King Schultz, and he started learning things very quickly, and all these slave owners were shocked at how smart he was. It's almost like, don't underestimate people for no reason. Your audience, whoever, assume that they're just as smart as you are. Treat them as an equal. Sometimes you can hold someone's hand and walk them through, but you're not gonna drag them, right? Or like put them down or leave them behind. You know what I mean? A lot of these executives, their mindset is everyone else is beneath them, so it's showing through their media that they're supervising.
Don't think your audience is stupid,
Yeah.
Imagine that. No, I Games Workshop for Warhammer.
It all comes back to
It all
Warhammer.
comes back. It all comes back every time. That's why you gotta get into it. This one for me is the Custodes drama.
Oh god.
And it's not even, they added female Custodes. I'm not here to debate that. That's not the, whatever. They can do that. It's how they handled it, I think, was the big thing. It was like, they just retconned it entirely after all these books and lore that was already been out about them being like a brotherhood and whatnot, and that when they have a cool enough world with all this technology, why don't you come up with the cool lore reason why they're just now female Custodes? Not like, oh, let's change the history books and retcon everything.
Yeah.
Like, it felt wrong to me. I thought they could have done it cooler if they were gonna do it.
People do what it do. Sun Tzu.
Part of war.
That's not what it means. Yeah, that was a very podcasty topic, boys. Good job.
Good job.
Good job. I'm proud.
We're doing it, Peter.
We're doing it. Oh my god.
Bangarang!
Movie reference I don't understand.
Hook. Have you seen Hook with Robin Williams by Steven Spielberg?
It was a long time ago. It's a very
great
good
movie. That's actually one of Spielberg's like least favorite like movies. At least when he said making it, he felt so uncomfortable because he hadn't done anything of that genre before, like fantasy. Like he said, he was super comfortable when they were in New York or whatever, in the city at the very beginning and the very end. But the rest of the movie, which is like the entire movie, he was like, he felt out of his element when making it. And it ended up being a really good movie. But come on, Robin Williams can take care of you. Cast him, he'll play every part.
Man, tragic.
Yeah.
So anyway, Warhammer.
Segue! So, did you know that your Lord and Savior, the God Emperor himself, which is not a god, but is a god? I don't know.
Does anybody know? Michael, you need to become the Did You Know of Warhammer.
Did you know? Oh, there's so many people way more
so you're gonna
ahead
get
of me in
flamed
that.
if you say anything.
Go watch Luton's videos on Warhammers that are like an hour and a half long, talking about the Necrons or something. I don't know. Dude, there's so much lore out there. It's insane. That's why I had to segment it in. Okay, I'm a Blood Angels player. I wanted to follow the Blood Angels lore because then I don't have to. There's just so much, and I'm slowly expanding out as I look into stuff. Like you asked me questions about the Emperor the other day, so I kind of went in and tried to see if I could find out more about him because I'm like kind of curious. But a lot of the stuff around the Emperor is a mystery, and that's intentional, I think, because no one really knows. There's a few theories on how he was created or existed. And like his origin is not like set in stone from what I gather. There's like a few theories.
Gotta leave some stuff open for speculation, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's why they had the two we got the two chapters that are the two Primarchs that are just redacted from memory. They don't exist, and I think the intent was that people can create their own chapters if they wanted to. But it also is like a huge thing in the lore. There's like no information about them, and it's like people will be like come up with their own really crazy in-depth theories on why they're gone, and were they killed because they were super evil, even worse than the heretics, like the chaos ones, or were they not killed because of that, but because they found out a secret about the Emperor, and the Emperor's like, no, you can't know my secret. We need to have them killed and removed from existence in memory. And then they had I think he had this like wizard guy. I don't remember his name. I'm gonna get killed for this, but it starts with an M, I think. It's not McAllister because that's Home Alone.
McAllister.
Ian McKellen. I got nothing.
Sure.
He had someone remove it from everyone's minds, and even the Primarchs don't know who they are. But then some of the Primarchs, they tried to get their memories back on them, and when they found out, they wanted it removed again because like it was really sad. And I don't know. This is stuff I get from freaking YouTube shorts. So I don't even know if that's accurate because you never know if like they're getting stuff from theories or if they're getting it from actual books.
It's just a level of dilution. Just like someone read the book
know.
And then just it's like, did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Did you know?
Playing a game of telephone so
literally.
long that it's just not even true anymore. And you're like, I don't know. But Warhammer has so much lore. Because then you have all the Age of Sigmar and Fantasy era times that are like in the other world. Versus 40k, which is all sci-fi, right? And it's like, okay, one base at a time, and I'm gonna go with 40k is my preferred. And I never thought I'd get into this, right? I mean, I played the Total War Warhammer games, which is fantasy Warhammer. And then it's what, COVID 2020, we're doing nothing at home. And my dad and brother are bored, and my brother, of all people, suggests, hey, why don't we get into Warhammer, the actual hobby, and build and paint minis, which is hilarious because he doesn't touch them anymore. But I think it might have been the thing because we got in the 40k first. But I know my brother would have preferred to have done Age of Sigmar, which is more on the fantasy side of things, instead of 40k. But he knew I wasn't budging. I didn't have like any interest in the Sigmar stuff. I wanted the 40k stuff. And he's like, okay, if we're gonna get armies, let's all get 40k armies because then we can play each other. And that was kind of the consensus. So my dad got a Necrons army, my brother's got a Tau army EU, I got a Blood Angels army, and then my brother branched out. He got some Lumineth from Age of Sigmar, so he ended up going to the fantasy side of things. My dad got some Night Haunt, and I think he got something else too, but I don't remember which. Oh, he got some what are they called? They're called Lizardmen in the video game, but they're not called that in not Sylvanas. What are they called? I don't know. They're lizard folk. I don't remember. Is it Sylvanas? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm doubting myself. I'm gonna go Sylvanas. But they're cool. They're like lizard folk. So he's got some of those too. So we got quite a bit of Warhammer at home, but not all of it's built in paint. You got the Pile of Shame. I got. Is it still in here? No, I took it to the other room. I had a box of sprues, gray sprues that are unclipped, unbuilt, and then you get it painted. I still have. So in 2020, when I got my initial stuff, I got a starting box army for the Blood Angels. which is outdated now. It's got Firstborn, whatever. But we also got a huge starting set because at the launch of every new edition of the game, they have a box set, which always has a Space Marine army and another army, of course, because Space Marines are the main characters, right? In a way. And so in 9th edition, 2020 came out, and it was the Indominus box. So it was Necrons and Space Marines. So my dad took the Necrons, I took the Space Marines. I still have 2 miniatures from that box that are not finished. They are half painted, both of them. The Primaris Captain and Lieutenant, both they have like shields and whatnot, and they're super cool. But I have them like half painted, and they're literally like 10 feet away from me in the other room. And I'm like, I need to finish them. But
Someday.
I have zero patience when it comes to painting. Like, I can build them, no problem. That's not that hard. Kick on some music or something. And I want to play the game. But it comes to painting and me trying to hold my hand steady and look at something super small under a magnifying glass, that my eyes can't take it. I can only sit there for maybe an hour before my eyes are like, dude, I need like a microscope before my eyes go out. I need to eat my carrots.
And you want me to do this so badly.
Yes,
You
join
want
the
me to
pain.
you
I
want me
need someone to
suffer with
motivate
you.
me. That way you could be like, hey, Michael, have you done it yet? Have you done it yet? And I can be like,
Yeah.
hey, Alex, you got to do it. And then we can do it on the podcast when we're talking. We'll just
My
aim our
lord.
cameras down, and I'll be building. You'll be building. Man, hurrah! And yeah, it was when
Hooray.
and you two, you get Hayden involved. If you guys split a starting box, one takes half, the other takes another half. Bam!
My lord, he wants this so
Oh,
badly.
I do. It's my dream to get you guys into it. But the worst part is not like I can play with you guys. Anyway, it would just be a hobby thing that we both show each other stuff, like show off our
Look at
horrible
our
painting
Warhammer.
skills.
Yeah, literally, that's...
Dude, Hayden needs to whittle a wooden Warhammer army.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be so cool, actually.
he doesn't get it.
Take
He
time.
doesn't buy it. He just like makes it himself. That actually
Poor
would go
hammer.
so hard. Poor hammer.
Playing with Legos. Actually,
My
Legos are
lord.
expensive too.
Every model thing is expensive.
You get cardboard out, and that's what you do. My dad got into another one. It's called Moonstone. He got a few models of that, and there's like super in-depth. They're individual models. They're not in 40K. You get a unit of 5 or a unit of 10, and you march them together. And in Moonstone, you have unique characters, and they're all by themselves individuals for different factions. And it's fantasy, and it's very like gnomes and wizards. I don't know. It's cool. Skeletons, kind of stuff. It's really, really cool. All those hobbies are expensive, though. None of the model games
Yeah.
are cheap. Warhammer is probably the most expensive because Games Workshop, you're paying for the brand. And then a lot of people just 3D print their own stuff anyway, right? I don't know. It's cool. You always try to get the box sets, though, because they have the best value.
True,
If you're trying to buy 5 intercessors and you get another 5 intercessors, another 5 intercessors, it's like over time. That sucks when you get the starting box set that comes with 10, but also a few other units that you didn't necessarily want. But yay, you get them too. Why not?
One guy.
Your one little Warhammer guy, the free
My
mini,
one
the
free mini.
Darokoth the Marauder or something. I
And
can't
this
remember.
thing-
The Warhammer of the month. I love how they can hand those out. It was so weird. So I guess every Warhammer store is run a little differently based off the manager. It was so weird because we've gone to them a bunch of times, but that was the first time that it was a young guy. We had already moved. Our family moved out of state. It was just me and my dad at our old house, and he's like, "Hey, you want a free mini?" Because we talked to him out where we can't buy anything because we're moving. And so he gave us one mini so we could do something while we were bored. And that was kind of cool. But
That's
like
fair.
neither of us cared about it. We don't have the faction. I care about 40K. I don't care about Sigmar. I was like, what they do is that if you get it really involved, I guess every month they have like a coin, a challenge coin or something. And you can collect the coins through the months. Or something, I think. Or you get the mini. You go every month, and if you go every month of the year, then you get a coin. I don't remember. We do have a Warhammer store out here in a good old Tennessee. See, I just gotta buy it on Amazon because it's $10, $5 cheaper.
Yeah, true.
Or a discount retailer, like War Game Portal or whatever. Because you don't ever buy directly from Games Workshop. Oh my gosh,
No.
expensive.
Too expensive.
All I could ever want for right now. No, never. You want more. You want more. I should be satisfied with what I have, but I also still need to get a few HQs. I need to get a Chief Librarian character, Mephiston for the Blood Angels. I still need to get the Sanguinor. I still want to get a Sanguinary Priest, so I have one. And then I would like to get some Terminators because they're freaking cool, and Space Hulk and everything in the game. I also like to get some Infiltrators because they just look freaking cool. They're just some cool Space Marines, man. I'm excited for the TV like the Astartes Season 2 or whatever. That sounds kind of cool to see some more stories about that. And then I don't know. I want to be excited about the live-action Henry Cavill one, but TV shows in general aren't that good normally these days. But I mean, they could be. It could be good. I just don't want to get my hopes up. I've been disappointed in the past with stuff.
Well, if your expectations are as low as possible, it can only go up from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Bit, you know.
At least my expectations are somewhere.
As long as they're somewhere, you know? As long as you're expecting something.
Just not something good.
Yeah, exactly. Expect the worst.
It's just Warhammer 40K is such a cool universe. It's such a awesome IP. And it felt like it's been wasted sitting there forever. And they're finally, Games Workshop is finally letting it get out there.
Get people into it.
Yeah. Like when you get into it, Alex, you're never gonna go back to Gundam. So
just abandon all other hobbies.
You can totally keep your hobby, but I want you to get some Tyranids or get some Tau. Tau are the most hated faction in the game apparently, but hey, they're like your Gundams, right? They're the same thing.
I wouldn't be.
They're your Pacific Rim chapter or chapter, not chapter.
I wouldn't be getting it for the game. It just literally would be for the hobby side of it.
Yeah, which is what a lot of people do. That's what my brother did. That's what my dad did. I haven't even played the game, so technically that's all I've done.
Yeah,
I just want to play the game, and I haven't played a game since I got in the hobby in 2020. I felt like I never had enough models, which is not true. I have enough to put together. Maybe it's like, oh, I want a grand 2,000 point worth army, and I'm like, dude, that's just too much to handle in the first game anyway. Play with 500 to 1,000, whatever. I need to get my dad to get his Necrons out, and we'll get a table set up and play. Or I want us to build a table together.
That'd be cool. I keep seeing those like D&D made tables.
Yeah.
People make them specifically for that.
Yeah, we've talked about making one in the past, and then we were like, definitely not now. Now we've moved. It makes no sense. But it's like our D&D group had never really played in person. I've played D&D in person 4 times in my entire life. Most times digital. It's always online, which both have their advantages. There's nothing like hanging out with your friends in person playing D&D because it just has a different atmosphere when you're in person. You can actually poke each other across the table and stuff. It's fun. Online, easy to take notes, typing stuff down. You can look something up if you need to. As a DM, you have way more things in front of you. I guess you could have a laptop in front of you on the table, but it's probably easier to run a game. I know my brother DMs all the time. I've DM'd a few times. And online is better than DM, but in person has a different atmosphere for sure because you can play out the energy of people a lot easier.
I keep seeing a lot of those videos where it's like the DMs or whoever will make a table specifically for that, and just like, now my friends don't even play with me anymore, so this was a wasted investment because
my brother is ecstatic. We haven't done it yet, I don't know, but my brother's really looking forward to us running a Pathfinder game. He really wants to hang out and do that, try it. I know you haven't done a game, Alex, right? And don't get intimidated, Alex. You gotta have fun with it. Don't get caught up in all the rules. Don't worry about that. That comes along, and asking questions. It doesn't matter. And a lot of it's gonna get like loosey-goosey improv'd anyway. No, we're all gonna not know. None of us have played it before.
Okay.
So we're all in the same boat. Just 3 of us would have played D&D before, but Pathfinder is not exactly D&D either. So it's an TTRPG, but the mechanics are different. It's gonna be fun, Alex. We're just gonna goof around and roleplay people.
I'm fine with that. We'll just see what happens, okay?
No, my brother Loki is ecstatic about doing it, which is cool.
I've never played those type of games ever. I only know like by proxy what you guys talk about. The
creative freedom you have in a TTRPG is just amazing. I don't know. To me, it's like living your own video game or movie where you get to make the decisions, right? Yeah. So you get to be like, you're always in a horror movie like, turn the light on, you idiot. Well, guess what? You're playing them, so you get to make that decision. So it's kind of fun. You can and when you make a terrible decision, it's hilarious.
It's enjoyable because the consequences don't immediately affect your real life. So it's like you get to live a second life with virtually no consequences, or at least you can escape. There's a scapegoat. You could do things that you normally wouldn't be able to do in real life.
Or the other way around. Like Hayden in real life's a great cook. And in one of our games, he burned down his entire house trying to cook something because he asked the DM, hey, do I need to roll for this? And my brother didn't even think about it. And he was like, sure, why not? He rolled a natural 1.
Oh my god.
And we just went with it.
That's
and it was really funny.
Yeah, I don't doubt it'll be fun. It's just like when we're doing like the what class and stuff do you want to be, I can't help but feel overwhelmed just with.
So for me, that's one of my favorite parts.
No,
I love building stuff in games. I love building builds. I like making builds.
I like that too. It's just like when you're getting all of it all at once, it's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yes, and you get paragraphs of text, right? But that's where you have to narrow it down to, at least, first you got to start with what kind of character you're looking for.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm looking for the edgy roguelike character.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty. I mean, that's like a stereotype, but that's where you start. Is like, do you want to be one of these stereotype builds, or do you want to do something way off the board? Like you talked about like a magical gunslinger kind of like character,
sure,
so that was something that you had in your mind, right? Do you want to be a pirate captain? Do you want to be the guy in the crow's nest if you're in like a pirate game, or do you want to be the navigator? Do you want to be this, that? And do you want to be a detective like Sherlock Holmes?
Is it that there's so many choices it's overwhelming?
Or is it just too much information on a choice?
It just was mainly how it was presented. I'm just talking about that one time where we had Robbie and we were just going through all of the classes.
The feats.
Yeah, that too. And it's like, you click on one, it's like, all right, here's all the feats. And then like you go to a different section and it's like, oh, here's another subsect of stuff. And I'm just like,
so he's going to help you.
No, yeah.
He says, we're not going to...
Take your time. I get it.
We're going to start, I think, at level 1. Every time you level up your character, you make some decisions, right? So you don't have to make 1,000 decisions all at once.
Yeah.
You are upgrading your character and you're adding things slowly. Like in Pathfinder, you're definitely adding a lot more in D&D. Because sometimes some level ups in D&D, which is what makes Pathfinder, in my opinion, so much better than D&D. D&D, sometimes you'll level up, you have no choice. You don't get to make a choice. You just get a little thing, and it might not be something you like. It could just be a really lame ability at that level up, and you're waiting. You really are looking at these key levels, like, oh, in this class in D&D, I like levels 3, 4, 5, and 6, but the thing I get at level 2 is really lame, and I don't get to make a choice. Where in D&D, you only make an actual choice maybe every 4 levels or something, and most stuff they just throw at you based off your class. In Pathfinder, you choose your class, but within your class, you're making choices every level up. But you're not making all of them at once. So at level 1, what you're worried about is 1, your initial stat proficiencies. So you want to make a character that's really fast. You're going to upgrade your dexterity a little bit, right? And strength, if you want to be strong. You want to be tanky, constitution. You want to be really smart, intelligence, or maybe wisdom, something like that. You're going to put in your initial stat block. And you only do that once. After that, you upgrade it slowly. But your initial stats is level 1, right? And then you might choose 1 feat. You know, you're not choosing 1,000 feats all at once. You're doing it at that level, you're doing 1 feat. But you're not making 1,000 choices at once. So you only have limited things that you're making choices on. And then of those choices, then you have options with them. So it's like, okay, you need to choose a general feat at this level. Well, then you're going to scroll through all the general feats and you can read through them. But a lot of these general feats, you're going to see a name that's going to strike out to you, like acrobat. Yeah, I don't know if that's a general feat, but whatever. But it's a feat in D&D. That's why I'm going off of it. But it's like, oh, I want my character to be like an acrobat. That sounds perfect. You don't even know what the description is yet. You haven't even read the stats of how it buffs your character. But that's how you know if you're going to read it at all. Oh, like a feat called Scout. Well, if you want your character to be a scout, maybe you should read the Scout feat and see if that seems interesting to you. You're not going to choose circus performer if that's nothing to do with your character in your mind, in your vision, right? That limits on how much you have to look at. You're trying to narrow stuff down, just take it one step at a time. They're not throwing you all the freaking Lego pieces in one bag all at once. It's like, you know how you build a Lego box, you have bag called labeled number 1 and labeled number 2, and you open them in different parts. So you're not overwhelmed with all these options at the beginning. You're sifting through a limited supply at first. And then next level up, you open the next bag of Legos and you put those together. There's not nearly that many Legos in these bags. There's not that many decisions.
I'm just gonna not talk about how I used to make Legos.
Oh, Alex, you did not put them all in a gigantic salad bowl or something.
I mean, it wasn't in a bowl.
You didn't put them on the carpet, I swear.
Sometimes you had to do what you had to do. Yeah, I never knew too much till way too late in life.
You got a compartmentalize. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Words. It's like me trying to say flamper.
Yep.
Nope.
Don't
Philanthropy.
abandon ship. To be fair, I haven't built a Lego set in probably close to a decade at this point.
Same.
But like the last time, like I used to always just take all the bags, dump them in a pile, and then figure it out from there. You know.
mean, I would if they weren't labeled, but some boxes
No,
they were labeled.
they always usually were labeled, and then the direction would be like, all right, bag 2. I'd be like, what does that mean? And then I remember like probably one of the last Lego sets, I actually did it that way, and I was just like, this feels wrong. Like I've done it my whole life, just chaos in a pile. Which,
it was part of the fun searching for
I
the
mean,
ones
yeah,
you
it
want.
kind of was. Which you're gonna hate this. So you know, like the Star Wars Lego set. God, thinking back on that. Good lord. I had like for Christmas the massive turbo tank, like from Clone Wars, like the Lego set. It was probably like a good maybe 1,800 pieces. Every single bag, open, dump, open, dump. It was like a pile at least like this high of Legos. That took too much time, but you know, I was a kid. I didn't care. It was all over the living room carpet.
That's what it feels like when you start a TTRPG at like level 5.
Like,
Because then you get thrown all the pieces,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, where does this go? Where does this go? So that's why Robbie's gonna start us at level 1 or level
Yeah.
2. I think it's level 1.
I just need to start playing. That's how it ultimately works.
Yeah.
For me. It's like we just need to go, and it's drip or drown at that point. Or
It's like
sink or
whenever
swim.
you open up a new game for the first time, you gotta figure out, okay, the sensitivity's too high. Oh, I hate this keybind. Why is crouch on this button?
Motion
And you're
blur
like,
off.
yes.
Immediately.
Like Iron Man said, sometimes you need to run before you can walk. So you just gotta jump in. You just gotta do it sometimes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it'll just take way too much effort
Yeah.
trying to do.
I'm not
every
saying I
little
don't want to
thing.
play. Obviously, like I want to play. It's just a lot of the buildup is kind of killing me a little bit. There's so
Yeah,
much.
We
You
gotta
don't
sit down and
need to
make characters. I actually
Yeah.
invited Robbie, and he was like, nah, I'm hanging out with someone already. So.
I like how we're doing the
Um,
podcast and we made a podcast channel. We're not using it.
Oh,
What?
shoot! I was gonna even ask before we started. I was like, you guys wanna hop in that chat?
We
And I
just started
forgot.
going.
I totally forgot.
No, yeah, we just started going. That's the point. That's the point. We just go.
I think it's because I thought as soon as, for a second, I gave up on it because I knew that Hayden wanted to play video games, right? And as soon as I knew that you didn't get a
It's
Gundam,
once the
because that was the plan, was to do hobbies while we
Once
talked.
we started turning the webcams on, I was just like, nah, I love this setup. I love what we got going here. We gotta make do.
The
It's
homework
fine.
cam,
And here
the
we are.
anime
It's been-
cam, the blank corner cam.
No, yeah, legit. And here we are. It's been like an hour and a half. This is how it goes. See, the like podcast never has to be scripted because that's like how it goes anyways. We just yap.
But I generated 20 questions on ChatGPT about podcasts.
That could be next time,
But
Clone
they're
Wars
about
thing.
life. I don't want to talk about
No,
life. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That could be when we're at like episode
Almost
like
every single one of those things is wrong.
wrong.
Alex, what is your career? What do you do for a living? Like, those are the questions that are always so much fun to get asked.
I love being at a family gathering. What are you doing with your life lately? Married yet? Like you would have known.
I swear, my parents drive me nuts. They love my brother and I. They just want to see us happy. But
Yeah.
the amount of times, like, hey, you gotta meet a girl. And I'm like,
Speaking of that,
okay,
let's segue.
I'd love to, but it's
Let's segue. How'd you guys spend your Valentine's Day?
to an audiobook, I think, almost the entire day.
Mhm.
I got my romance from an audiobook, you know?
My man.
No, I messaged you guys, and
yeah.
I talked to my brother briefly. I think I had food. I didn't go out yesterday. Oh, wait, no, I went shopping. I went to Costco with my grandparents. That's what I did.
How about you, brother?
I went to Cactus Con. It's a convention for like cybersecurity or whatever. I didn't really want to go, but the alternative was go to class and do homework. So I was like,
Obvious
might as
choice.
well.
Easy choice.
Easy choice.
It's pretty funny. They actually I mean, you can assume why they scheduled it on Valentine's Day.
What else they could do,
What
There was
else
a
are the nerds do?
There was a few
perfect.
couples there, but
Nah, shame. Shame.
like,
Gross. Get that out of here.
it was so funny. My friend went to go buy a shirt, and he's really tall. Like he's 6'7". So his shirt size is like extra large or whatever.
Resist. I'm sorry, guys. Separate Ways is playing.
He
That's
can't-
context.
He
No one's gonna hear it.
Audience
I
can't hear it.
It's too good of a song.
I'm taking a
Sorry.
song break. Hold on. I'm taking a song
Um,
break. Fuck you. I'm actually gonna take
I
a bathroom
totally
break as well.
interrupted.
I'm gonna take a
I
bathroom
totally
break.
interrupted, Hayden. I wrecked the train of thought. Just when Separate Ways kicks in, man.
I was
Oh.
right at the end of the story.
If I stand up, I can dance, right?
Okay. Just dance time. It's time, boy.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thugging.
Do the stand-up desk.
I'm gonna go make pancakes.
Pancakes?
Pancakes?
Did you make banana bread and now you're making
No,
pancakes?
I was going to, but the bananas weren't defrosting fast.
Banana bread after work, dude?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
But to finish real fast.
Yeah,
basically, you needed an extra large shirt. Sorry, the only shirt sizes we have right now are medium and small. That means all of the large, extra large, extra large, and extra large shirts were sold out at a cyber convention. I wonder why. Anyway.
That's wild.
Well, one, they probably don't make as many of those. But yes, I also get it.
No.
Well, I mean, larges they should have a bunch of. Larges are very common, but the ones above, like,
Yeah.
I guess extra larges are still pretty common. XXL is not that common.
They usually have all the way up until 3XL most merch things. So that usually means if they're out, if they don't have.
Yeah, larges are always the hardest for me to find at stores because a lot of people wear large, so it's like they're always sold out, and I'm like, it drives me nuts.
I'm falling more into the extra large category.
I'm borderline thinking about switching to extra large. I'm a large guy, but when I wash something, all of a sudden it shrinks just enough sometimes that I'm like, I should have got extra large. But I also would be swimming this way in extra large because I'm like a stick.
It's just for the height.
That is literally it.
Can't relate. Medium gang. I'm borderline small and medium.
That's being medium back in elementary school.
Yeah.
Well, except for belts. I have to have a kid belt.
Leather belt.
A leather belt.
Actually, how I get her. Don't worry, the camera can't see anything. My belt. I have to do stuff like this where it's like any size easily.
Yeah, true.
The ones with holes in it, like the traditional belt, I do not kid you. I have to take a drill bit.
Oh my god.
And drill extra holes in them a lot of the time. And then it looks stupid because it'll loop through my other sides of my belt loops all the way to my left side and go around almost. It's like a 1 1/4 times around my waist. I got a size 27, 28 waist, guys. Nothing. Hey, have we been muted this entire time on OBS?
That'd be
so funny.
give you a tear.
Are we audible?
We're
getting feedback. Let's go. I watched it the other day at the Markiplier compilation of him forgetting his intro. Just like
good.
I love
Hello
that.
everybody, my name is Welcome.
Yeah, hello everybody, my name is Welcome. I'm starting to get to that point. I'm gonna be not forgetting my intro, but just like where I kind of just mumble through it. Just like, greetings one and all, my name is Lancer, welcome back once again.
Hello guys, my name is Lancer. Click that subscribe button, hit that bell, drop a comment.
JoJo Siwa intro
where
it becomes like a cacophony of...
where she's speaking enchantment table basically. It's mainly my ending is just like everything else will be coming out soon. And I was like, there's times where like I could tell I stuttered through it and then I just like didn't bother to do another take for it. I'm just like,
can you please add subtitles to the podcast for that part of the video?
No.
YouTube
literally has an auto subtitler. It can do it itself.
I love watching it when it like gets things so fun, too.
Like
it's so funny.
If music will start playing and it starts trying to subtitle the music, sometimes it'll just do in brackets just like, all right, I'm gonna lower Hayden's volume a little bit because all I hear is dishes being clamored around. But like it'll do like the brackets and like music is playing or whatever. But sometimes it'll be like or foreign or some weird stuff. I don't know. Funny.
Dude, I love doing it auto-generated on like an esports broadcast for a game with like a bunch of weird abilities with weird names, and it trying to figure it out. It's like, what?
Yeah, there's times where it really struggles. I love the times though when like it doesn't even bother to translate it sometimes, where it's just like, especially what we just did then, where we're doing like it's just like there's just not gonna be anything there, just noise.
My grandpa told me the other day that he's listening to some audiobooks that have like AI generated narrators, and I'm like, that sounds, I don't know, I got mixed things because like, you know, the finals broadcasters that AI narrate, like they're really good, but they're trained to be like those specific characters and they're really good versus like a Google AI voice that sucks.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know what to think, because I think it'd be cool for an audiobook if they could get it to work, because then it can have a lot of variety of characters and sound very distinct, where one speaker can only do so much, though there are some really talented narrators out there. I give him credit. I was kind of like, I don't know if I'd like that, but
I'm kind of just whatever about AI at this point. I don't know. There's kind of stuff like that though, where I don't know. I would get more out of a book, especially an audiobook, if I know it's like an actual person reading to me.
Yep.
But if you don't know though, and if it's done well, then I guess sure. But yeah.
I mean, there's some garbage people like narrators out there, like horrible ones.
Yeah.
Like it could be a great book, but you just hate the narrator and you just don't choose to do the audiobook. I'm an audiobook guy. I don't read books because I hate reading because my eyes. It's the same excuse I have for painting Warhammer minis. My eyes suck, guys. Context. I'm blind. I have glasses to help me see, but guess what? I still don't like reading fine print with glasses. I don't care. For long periods of times, it gives me a headache. It's like, change your prescription. My prescription is fine. I just don't like it. Also, it's kind of boring. When I do an audiobook, I can do something while I'm doing it. I can be driving, listening to audiobook. I can be on my phone scrolling forever. I don't care. I've even done audiobooks while painting Warhammer. Combine the two hobbies together.
There you go.
Hey!
I mean, that's the point.
Yeah.
It's just you just have the audio, so you don't have to read.
Yeah.
That's why I think some people are honestly psychopaths who have audiobook and also read. It's just like, bruh.
One that drives me nuts even more than a bad narrator. Well, I'm sorry, bad narrators are the worst. But when you have a series like a trilogy or whatever, like years. Hold on, I gotta. My turn. Is when they switch audiobook narrators during the series. So it's like, one series I've done is the Ranger's Apprentice series, and I think is it John Keating is he the narrator? He does books on Audible, at least. You have him narrating all the books except for book 5, and there's 10 books, and you're like, why? Why for one book is it this horrible narrator, by the way, horrible. And then I find out on Reddit that he did record the audiobook for it beforehand, long ago, and it's just not on Audible. His version of it is not on Audible. But someone had a link of a download. They had a Google Drive with the yeah. Anyway, I got it, so I have it on my phone now, hard copy.
Nice.
So I'm like, yeah, way around it. But that's a lucky scenario. A lot of times it's like they just couldn't get the guy. They couldn't get the same person to do it again. Heroes of Olympus, which is the sequel series, book series of Percy Jackson books. That has the first 3 books is narrated by one guy. The second 2 books is narrated by a horrible narrator, though they've replaced book 1 with some like 3 people narrating it, and it was also meh. I like it when it's consistent because then you get the same person over, but that also allows them to really get into the characters because maybe they're not super great book 1, but as they narrate them more and more, they get more comfortable with it, and throughout the series you fall in love with the narrator because at least they have time to develop. If you're changing narrators every book, like I had one that was like Lockwood and Company, it was a different narrator, book 1, different narrator, book 2, different narrator, book 3, and then 4 and 5 were the same. And it's like, okay, you don't have any consistency. And one guy can totally have a different take on a character's voice entirely. Like, oh, this character has a deep voice, but then the next person comes in and makes it a nasally voice. And you're like, you lose your consistency. And it's like, I don't like that. It drives me nuts. But
I mean, you get some audiobooks though where if like, especially if it's like, I don't know, Star Wars or like some of that stuff where they get like some of the actors who played the characters maybe in a live action thing. It's like, cause I think there's a Lord of the Rings one where they got some of the actors for that as well.
Well, I know Andy Serkis has narrated Lord of the Rings and Hobbit, I believe.
And I know Game of Thrones has done some of that as well with some of its books, but
and then what, James Earl Jones has done the Bible, I think.
Oh yeah, well,
it's like, that's kind of cool.
He's done the Bible.
Darth Vader reading the Bible sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson, Aslan.
Yeah, true.
Liam Neeson, the Scotsman or whatever.
What is
he Scottish?
He's a
no.
He's over there.
Somewhere over there.
He's voices freaking
Darth Vader.
other lion.
Mufasa.
Oh, Mufasa, yeah.
Mufasa.
Or Jeremy Irons does Scar.
He had the god's voice. It all keeps coming back to just like talk about dead actors. Why?
We've lost some great actors over the years, man.
All right, let's start talking about Sean Connery now.
Oh, you're gonna make me sad.
No, I know. Well, let's not do that.
Going down memory lane here.
Yeah.
All these actors you grew up and they're all gone now, man. It's so sad.
They're gone, but you know their work still.
Movies are there.
It's a form of immortality, you know. It's like they'll live forever through their work. This is your fault. I can't speak. Live forever through their work.
Philanthropist.
I said live through ever. I have a speech impediment.
No, you have wait, never mind.
Don't.
I would never make fun of my friends. I don't do that.
Never. I would.
Is that your like trick? Is that your ploy for all of this YouTube stuff to be immortal?
Yeah, this
That's the
is
goal.
because YouTube's
Alex,
everything
that's what he wants to be.
forever.
Is immortal. He's immortalized through the Lancer
Someday
channel.
I'm gonna take like all my YouTube videos, burn them
Thank
onto
you.
hard copies of like CDs and stuff, and then like there you go. The physical YouTube collection. Not just like spite everybody, I'll burn it onto like a VHS tape. So no, because like VHS tapes will like never be able to be played again.
Headphones are getting so uncomfortable. Why?
I don't know.
It's because I'm wearing my hat.
Yeah, there you go. It's like squeezing your head, bro.
I love great valued chips, bro.
It's great value. That is the thing about these wireless headphones. I think these are some of the most comfy headphones I've ever had. The freaking kitty ones, like the good thing about these ones is like they have like the cooling pads. So like when you initially put them on, it's like, ooh, cool. It doesn't stay that way, but I
You know what's also great value? A box set for Warhammer 40k. I regress.
I regress. I'm regressing.
I'm reducing.
Reduce, reuse, ekiki.
Kiki.
Some other time though, we definitely need to do the hobby segment. 'Cause I think that'll be
Oh
fun.
yeah, we'll do it.
It'll
I
be
mean,
fun.
I will always have some kind of pile
No,
of
yeah.
shame to put together. I'm not
You'll always
painting
have
on
your
my desk. I will not do
Then
that.
we won't schedule it, but the next time I have a Gundam figurine, I'll try not to
Yeah, next time,
immediately build
let me
it.
know. I'll have stuff to build probably for a while. I don't have. If I brought paint in my room, all it takes is one paint can I'm trying to open. Splatter. My monitor's covered in paint. My desk is
Hell
paint.
nah.
No,
Yeah.
not happening.
You can at least just do like the gluing, I guess. Just
Yeah,
like,
I
putting
can
the thing
glue.
together.
I can cut out the sprues and glue them happily and sand them.
Are we still free?
Yeah, we can do it. We can switch over to games.
No,
I
yeah, we
guess.
can do that one. We can stop whenever you want.
Where's
Yeah,
you're still doing food stuff, or are you? Where are you at?
Webcam.
Oh, there he is. The food
Is that
cam.
me?
Yeah,
Hold on, I can't see the cam. All I see is you.
I see like your face.
Microwave. Oh
vertical
shit!
view.
You saw my face.
I
Yeah.
see your
Fuck.
face.
Oh God, he's gonna
Oh.
be
Don't worry,
exposed.
he'll put an emoji over there. Don't worry.
An
do I
emoji.
How do I switch it? I don't know how to swap it.
There should be a
Hell.
camera swap button in the bottom corner. I
Yeah,
think.
you just keep popping in and out of
All I
reality.
see is camera.
Just face it away from your face, bro.
There it is. It's in the top corner. There we go.
Pancake. See, that could be what you do,
Pancake.
bro. Is you can make
Cooking
like
stream.
yeah.
Theoretically, I could hook up my laptop with my webcam and put it out into the other room, and I could paint out there.
Hmm.
But I have to deal with my brother and my grandpa walking around, which I wouldn't have to worry about my brother being an issue. But my grandpa would just walk over to me with not knowing what I'm doing at all, and would be like, "Oh, so how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm in
Yeah.
a professional podcast right now."
Hayden dropped his phone. That was so loud. That was like literally like the metal pipe sound effect. Good
You know, I
God.
was about to say you gotta add the metal pipe sound.
I have it. Oh God, I don't remember what button it is. Whatever.
If you
Yeah,
do it,
the
let me
whole
know
thing.
so I can take my headphones off.
Hold on, let me check. I'm gonna
This
push
is
the button.
bad.
Okay,
I
you do-
really heard it still from all the way over
I should
here.
probably adjust the audio on that one. You balancing on top of the microwave.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
You need to get like one of those like octopus like tripods so you can like wrap it around the microwave like candle so it's just like hanging above.
No, get a GoPro on his hat.
Oh yeah, yeah, get a GoPro on your head, bro. I don't know what you were talking about, Michael, because all I heard was just Hayden.
You were
was just, like-
talking? I don't remember talking.
that's the shit I said. I just
Your
heard
setup
Hayden.
is so sketch, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm not soundproof.
You
but
do whatever you want to do. Put.
I gotta go to the
tarps-
garage and be freezing to death
Yeah.
out there painting.
There we go. This one's better. How are we feeling about this?
I would not do that.
Give it, Michael. If it falls into the batter,
That would be
No, I have a weight on it, bruh. This shit ain't falling for nothing. What are we looking? How we
I'm falling
looking?
for you.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I was
Mike-
gonna say I could take a kayak out and do the podcast on a kayak, but the internet would be
in the
not worth
middle
it.
of the lake.
on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would not.
That
Now
can be
you're
like
on
a
spot, dude.
in-person podcast. Is if we're all out there someday. It's just like we're all on kayak.
Oh, that. Oh, I want to do that. Oh,
We'll do that.
I think in a month or
Let's
so
put
we're
a
gonna
weight
get
on top
at
of
least
it.
2 kayaks. We're trying to figure out how to logistically do this. If we're gonna 2 singles and a double,
Yeah.
or get 2 doubles, or just get 2 singles. We don't
For what?
Could- for
Kayaks.
kayaks. We're trying to figure out kayaks.
Oh,
Yeah.
So we're right there
doubles-
on the lake or river,
doubles are
right?
better.
So it's like singles are awesome, I think. Personally, I think my dad and I want individual kayaks, right? But
Honestly,
a
get
double
2
is
singles
fun.
and 2 doubles. There you go. You
I
got
think
best
we're gonna
of both
get.
worlds.
I think what we're gonna start off with at the very beginning
2 doubles.
is 2 singles.
Or 2 singles.
At the very beginning, and then get a double.
Yeah, that makes sense.
God,
I think that's what we're gonna do.
Now I want
Because
in
we
and out.
gotta remember, kayaks are huge. Kayaks take up a lot of space. You have to
Yeah.
remember
Now
that.
for once.
We're gonna put like a little loft in my dad's garage upstairs, like above
Yeah.
it, because there's a lot of. It's a tall ceiling. And you're like, what is it? We're gonna use as a space up here.
You gotta get a travel rack for the car as well if you ever want to go.
Well, we
somewhere
got
with them.
a track on the one of our cars, I believe.
Yeah.
I want to. I need to tell. I would love to get like a Jeep Gladiator or something, but I don't know if I'm gonna.
Sure.
I'm content with my car, so I don't know if I'm gonna ever anytime soon get a new
What
car.
would a software engineer need with a car?
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. What happened? Uh-oh, my internet's moving mad. Hold on.
Oh, I could tell your camera froze for like 30 seconds.
We just started laughing. All of a sudden, it just cut. I was like, uh-oh.
Basically, we're trying to think of what we'll do with kayaks. Just,
No.
my dad and I know we're the primary two that want to go out. My grandpa would also like to go out. My mom says she'd like to go out, but probably ain't gonna want to go out.
Let's be fair. It would be like once, and then
yes.
after that,
And my brother, we would have to drag out, I think. Or somehow my dad would have to beg him out, and my brother would feel like he has to go, and he'll go once. And if the first experience sucks, he'll never go again. If it happens to be good, we might get him out again. So who knows?
Robbie, I accidentally tipped us over. I'm sorry.
His idea of kayaks is ruined by the Newport Dunes trip in 6th grade. Alex, you remember that trip?
God.
So when he went, he had a rough time. I had a mixed reaction. I loved it and hated it. I loved it because it was super fun. I hated it because I got my freaking best friend behind me hitting me in the head every freaking time.
Was this Luke?
Yes, it was Luke.
I fully, yeah.
I knew it immediately. You didn't have to say best friend. I was like, it's
Luke, yeah, of course Luke's hitting him in the back of the head, bro.
And I know it was at first accidental,
No.
but over time, I don't think it was anymore. He knew I was
I
getting
love
upset.
that both you and I have had like traumatic experiences with Luke on a kayak, because there was like another time where we had a trip, which I fucking hated that trip, but we were in a kayak and he was just like, yo, what's going on? And then like,
He did that to me too. He did that to me.
but the thing was, he was joking with it, but then like it ended up tipping too much that we did flip, and I was like, nice one, jackass. But
and trying to get it back over and in is not
it's
fun.
just like, oh my lord.
If he comes out, I'm making sure he's in a single.
Let me back in.
I will not kayak with him. The other thing we talked about was getting 2 duos. But the thing is, if it's just me and my dad going together, it'd probably be more fun if we're in our own. I don't know. All of it sounds fun. And you know what? I'd love to get all 4. You get two doubles and 2 singles, right? That'd be cool, but that's a lot of kayaks.
That is, yeah.
It's a lot of kayaks, and that's a lot of money.
Well, plus, like,
stuff.
you guys in a duo kayak, that's squeezing in.
Yeah, you got a point. You
Depending
got
on
a
how
fair
big it
point.
is.
My mom and brother want to come. They can do. Would they kill each other if they were together? I don't know.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, who do you put with who? But if you guys come out, we're 100% going on the lake, depending on the time.
Oh,
of year.
yeah.
Obviously, if it's freaking raining or freezing, and you come out. No.
Not coming
if you
out
come
in the
out
dead of winter.
spring/summertime,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we're going out. We might even rent a pontoon boat instead and then go swimming.
I forgot to watch Dispatcher Net.
I've only been on the lake once my entire life. I can't call myself a lake person, but man, did I
Lake
fall
boy.
in love with it. Like,
I like lake fishing.
it was
way more
the
than
best day of my life, man. It was so much fun. Gamer, nerd, software engineer guy over here. I love being outside because it's with nature. It's cool.
I mean, here's the thing. You don't need to go skydiving all the time to say you like skydiving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You don't need
yeah.
to do an activity more than like X amount of times to like it, you know? Like,
But I am ecstatic that I now have access to it really close because I live right by it. And now, like, dude, I want to get a kayak so I can do it like at least once a month in the seasons that I can. I'd like to go maybe every weekend.
Bro, you get one
but-
sunburn, it's over. It's like, you ain't
Yeah.
It's fine.
We are pasty,
fine.
dog. That's recovery time. We pasty boys.
yeah, I cannot tan at
No.
all.
I would.
I have
Well,
the
I
ability
can
to
burn,
tan
don't
in
get me
my
wrong.
blood, but it doesn't work. It hurts. The longest
I
tan I ever had was when we did the fucking Riverside Anime Expo. And the sunburn we got from that. That
Did your
tan
hat
lasted
die?
a while.
That's when your hat died. You had a hat, a straw hat or something that you took. On
No,
your
that was
trip,
the beach trip.
right? Yeah, but didn't you take it on that trip? And then
Like,
you brought it
last
to the
year's
beach
one.
trip after, and that's when you burned it.
Oh no, yeah, you were there for that one.
I was there when you burned
Yeah,
it.
when you burned it. No, the hat I had, it was like a dollar store like straw hat. I had it when I went with Jesh and his cousin to Laughlin because it's like a straw hat. But the funny thing about that hat is I didn't try it on before I bought it, and my head is massive. So it didn't fit.
Big
but
brain.
No, legit, too big brain. So I just had that hat, and I used it more as like a water bucket because it was like 120 out in Laughlin. It ended up getting like so messed up. So like when we did that beach trip later, I was like, I'm just burning it. We need like the fire kindling, so I just burn this hat. It's just straw.
Another hobby I want to get into to get outside is like biking. I kind of want to get a bike.
Yeah.
I
Kinda
have
fun.
not.
I've been enjoying doing the simulated biking in the gym, but I want to do like that. Sounds like so
I've
much,
never-
I can travel so much more far, dude.
I only learned to ride a bike like as soon as I learned how to ride a bike is when my brother accidentally broke my dad's bike while we biked on our first
I
trip
gotta
out.
watch that.
Like our family went out on a bike ride together for the first time after they taught my brother and I how to do it, like right in front of our house. And on that first trip, my brother rammed right into my dad's bike, messed it up, and my dad, we never ended up fixing the bike, and so we just never rode a bike again. And so I learned to ride a bike younger to lose the skill and never do it. But
Yeah.
also, riding a bike, you never really forget how to do it. It doesn't take
Yeah.
that long to pick it back up. Like my friend at college, he'd ride a bike all the time. And occasionally he's like, hey, you want to try it and see if you can still do it? And it did not take me long.
No,
Like
yeah.
the first time I tried to do it, I had a backpack on that was super heavy that was throwing me off. I had to get rid of the backpack, and I was like, okay, then I got it pretty quickly.
Yeah. The phrase
I'm
isn't
still
a
shaky
lie,
on
you know?
turns, but yeah.
You know, you never forget to ride a bike. I mean, you kind of forget, but then once you start.
Here's like your greatest enemy with riding a bike.
Well,
straight
yeah.
up.
I
If-
think
as
it's
long
just
as you
mainly-
do it with confidence, you're good.
Yeah, I think it's just mainly because like as a kid you don't really have good center of balance, but like as an adult it's like you kind of got that figured out by now. So it's like I think it's easier.
Dude, I got
obviously.
those Heelys locked in, man, and that
Yeah. You have hella center of balance. Those freaking Heelys, man.
those aren't even center. I mean, they're not the
I
same.
mean,
It's not like roller skates,
You
but
gotta have a level of control with that. I
yes, you are
remember.
balancing on them, but yes, there is some balancing for sure. Those are probably the easiest of those like types of things. Those are second nature. I remember when we stopped wearing, I wore them for the musical, right, for the choreography and whatnot. When that show ended and I had to go around walking without Heelys on, I felt so weird. It became so natural for
you
me
start
to
clicking your
not
heels
walk.
and you just like fall back. You're
Yes,
just like, oh.
I straight up wanted this roll around because I had to wear them, so I got super used to them. It felt wrong to go off back to normal shoes.
You never put them on every once in a while.
I do occasionally. I have put them on I think 4 or 5 times after the show, which is not a lot, granted.
Yeah.
But I do occasionally. I'm like, can I still do this? And yes, I can.
Yeah, I still
I'm
got it.
weaker. I'm weaker at pushing off with my left and going like my right foot forward and left foot back. I'm used to having my right foot be in the back, left foot in the front. That I can do easily. The other way is a little trippy for me because I didn't even do it that much in the show. I typically had my dominant foot in the back, whatever. You got me over here bouncing around on the camera all the time.
Watching
Sit
the
down.
play, it was such a small and like not really important thing you guys riding around.
It was just like a
It's
little
fun.
Honestly,
joke, you know?
Yes.
It was
It's
an
like-
inside joke. It was a bit that you guys just were like, "Now we're doing this."
Yes, we didn't let her back down on it because she mentioned it and we were like, no, we're doing it. We're
I
doing
don't
it.
even
We're doing
really
it.
remember a lot of your guys' choreography. Like, I don't really think you incorporated much of it.
It wasn't a whole lot. It was us rolling on the stage,
No, yeah.
spinning
Well, to be
occasionally,
fair, yeah.
and rolling to this side, to that side, and turning. We didn't do anything crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the craziest thing we did was probably like a 180 turn. It
That's-
wasn't
yeah.
a lot. My favorite part was doing the bows. We just walked past and did the high five,
No, yeah, that was cool.
and that was like the most fun. No, I love playing a villain, man. Playing a villain's fun. I loved that show. That was my favorite show that I was in. I did love Fiddler, don't get me wrong. Fiddler was so awesome. The reason why I hated being part of it was the freaking glue-on beards were the most horrible experience
Why I
ever.
grew mine out, man. I
hate
didn't
it.
want to go through that. Why I
Oh,
grew
I'm
mine
happy
out.
I didn't even try because
Yeah.
mine would have been long enough
Yeah,
anyway.
true.
Like
I think
I would
mine-
never
yeah.
have made it this long for a rabbi.
I think mine was like, someone told me, was like, I barely like qualified as well. Just like, I still had to have like, cause my freaking beard is so patchy, I still had to have like makeup patches like in between put in. Just like, never again will I ever grow my beard that long, at least in my 20s. Cause God, I mean, at the time I liked it because I needed to know I could grow it like that. But my hair as
Gives
well.
me a shiver.
My
Just
hair's
thinking
longer.
about the glue-on stuff. It even smelled horrible. Like it was.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You had to have a glue-on beard no matter what because you were an old
Yeah,
man.
no, I was toast.
There was
I
nothing
was
you could've done,
toast.
but-
I did have to make sure I shaved constantly though, because if I
Yeah.
had stubble on when we had the glue-on
That
beard,
was the thing I got.
doesn't
to
really work.
experience. That was my first time experiencing that though. Just like when we taped mics, getting that ripped off at the end of every show. Just
and my
ow.
brother was allergic to the mic tape. Because there was some people that are allergic to the mic
No,
tape,
yeah.
so they have to get like special tape for them.
What
Oh,
times?
gosh.
We can make a podcast just to that.
High school memories,
Not a huge-
musicals and shows.
Spare me. I was mainly talking about just musical stories. I mean, you have more than I do, but I mean, I still have a fair amount, I guess.
Still?
You know.
Part of them. You even understand the Godspell stuff, and you weren't even in there.
No,
you
yeah,
were just
I
the
basically
doorman.
was there. I saw like all of that.
I loved doing the tech booth for that because they're like, you
Yeah.
have to go to all the practices and be there. Like I only had to show up for the last couple weeks
No,
for like
yeah.
tech week and the week before I think, and then the shows. Dude, that was funny though because occasionally, you know, someone's gonna make an error occasionally in tech, right? And I was doing the lighting for that show,
Mhm.
and I remember one scene. I don't know what my brain did, but it was the lights had to change. It was a dark scene.
I remember.
But I raised them to max all of a sudden, and I just see the director in the corner of the curtain walking back, just like down, and like singling me like, and I played it off smoothly. I brought it down slowly,
Yeah.
and it worked out because it was when the Jesus character in it. I think it was like a emotional moment where like maybe he banished something or yelled out something, so the shouting went with like the big shout or something.
Yeah.
And I brought it down, and he actually really liked it, the character, the actor.
No, yeah.
right? I was like, yeah, but I'm still not gonna do it again.
There was a couple of times where I do remember, like, because I was just sitting by the door where, like, you, like, missed something. I just have, like, a vivid image of my mind of you just standing there, like...
You're always gonna make a mistake. It happens. It happens.
You know? It's just... But it's one of those things where, you know, it's just, like, it's funny. And the
And
moment
no-
it sucks.
And the audience
No-
is none the wiser.
None the wiser. But it's just funny because, like, I was, like, a half and half between being an audience member and, like, a behind-the-scenes
Oh, yeah.
member. So, like, I got to see,
You
like,
know.
the moment it happened and then the reaction from it. So no one will ever know or need to know. And it's fine.
Nah, dude, if I was in the audience, I'd be spouting hella wisdom, dude.
About?
Nah, you said there'd be none the wiser.
Oh.
That's why.
This man is the wise man.
Well, Alex, you can put the cooking tag on this.
Oh, true.
This is just a crusty ass, dude. Anyone could do this.
Yeah.
I got it from Costco, so it was literally like the cheapest thing you could possibly get. It was like $7. I have to flip this soon.
It's not always about the cake. It's about the pan. Whatever that means. I was trying to do. It's not about the gas, the mileage, stupid thing.
Not ready to flip yet, bruh. Fuck.
We're not funny anymore. What happened to us?
It's because
Oh fuck.
there
we go. I got it.
Hey, Opa, there you go. What are we? You know, it's like that's the point
Who
of
am
this.
I?
Who am
Lovers?
I? The point is to yap.
Yappity yap. Don't
No,
yap back.
don't yap back. I forgot I had a burrito inbound. That's gonna be cold. Well, I guess do we want to wrap this out now?
Let's wrap it up.
Pancakes done.
Pancakes done.
I already know what I'm gonna title this. It's gonna be like Warhammer actors and pancakes and something like that. You know, just hit like
Oh
all the
my.
bullet points. It's that kind of
Homework
stuff where like
and
podcasts
pancakes.
do, where it's just like, you know, it hits all like the major everything we talk about.
Star Wars.
No, just movies, homework, and
Movies.
pancakes.
Movies, homeworks, and
Media.
pancakes. Yeah, media.
Except for the homework was never a topic, really.
No, it was just that's
was
what
just
was
there.
on Hayden's camera the whole time. It's just yeah. This was episode 0 of. Are we calling this the HamWarmers podcast? Is that?
Yes. Yes.
The ham
I can't think of
warmers.
anything else like
Hey,
that.
what,
I think
did
that's
you even
fine.
record that bit? Is anyone gonna
To be
understand
fair,
that?
I think so. I don't know. I don't remember when I started recording, honestly. There was a point where I did.
Our nonsense pre-stream, pre-recording.
I started recording around when you like put the box in the attic. That's
Oh,
when...
so that was after the hand warmers. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, this is the HamWarmers podcast.
Amen.
No context at all to
Here's
the inside
image.
joke.
That's the context.
Okay.
Here's the
This is the ham warmers. That's what we were doing. I don't know why.
That's what it started, because we were going back and forth on whether or not we were doing the podcast. We started talking about the ham warmer thing, and I was like, we got it.
And the next time we'll do hobby stuff at some point.
Next time maybe we'll do hobbies, and that'll be proper. Well, this will be episode 1. I don't care.
This is the pilot.
There'll be more episodes of this. Trust. Good stuff, boys. Say bye-bye. Say goodbye.
Adios.
Bye-bye.